it. And so I think I'd be able to answer this question a lot better if I actually came back to the Philippines, but I haven't been back since I moved.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I haven't been since I was 2 years old. So.
Yeah. So like it's been a minute. It's been a minute. What?
I forgot to press record.
This bitch.
Oh, you forgot to press
Yeah.
record?
Yeah.
Dumbass. Okay, start it over again.
It's recording now.
We're already in a good conversation,
It's
motherfucker.
already recording. It
Alright,
just
it's
started
fine.
recording because I noticed the
It's
light wasn't
it's
on.
recording right now?
Yeah, it's recording.
Dumbass.
And we're back on
Welcome.
Wings and Things.
What's up, everybody? I forgot to press record.
God
Oh
damn
my
it.
gosh.
Yeah.
All right, it's fine. I can bring in new energy. Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Josh.
Hi, Josh. Welcome, everybody, to Wings and Things with Fidel and Josh.
Hello.
Our
Other
guest
Josh.
is
Guys.
other Josh. Other guest is Josh.
Hello. What's up, y'all? It's all good.
It was good. My bad. I
it was-
apologize.
No, but I mean, you haven't even like started on the questions, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But like my little monologue in the beginning was
Dude,
kind of funny, but
that shit
whatever.
was dope. That shit was dope. We could recreate
I know, it's
it.
fine.
We could recreate it.
No, just start it off, dude. Just start it off. Just start it off. I talk
You know,
a lot.
I talk a lot too.
I
He
love it.
listens a lot.
Yeah.
Josh listens a lot. No,
It's a
Josh talks.
codependent relationship.
My foot's falling asleep.
All right.
So
We're Japanese style. We're like on the floor, just like,
We are on the floor.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like closer to the earth. You know what I'm saying? We're holistic in here.
we are.
All right, start it.
We just need some essential oils.
Yeah.
Oh, I have some.
And a diffuser.
I don't have a diffuser, but I have some.
Oh my god. Oh,
What's
you
up with
didn't.
essential oils, dude?
No. Wait, hold on. Pause. Fucking what?
Pause, yes.
No, sorry. No, it's
Stop recording
I'm
again.
just so mad because you didn't record about our rule, like the first
Oh,
rule.
okay. Let's
like,
bring it back. Let's bring it back. Okay. And I even told that story.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
when we before we started recording, we were trying out the equipment.
We
I was-
assumed we were recording.
I was talking about like is there any show etiquette
Yeah.
like that? Like I was like, is there like whatever we can say or some shit like that?
What's the boundary?
Yeah, what's the boundary? and
All I
shit?
said was no personal like conversations about like personal incomes. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And then you said, what about? And then I said, oh, and then no self-incriminating,
Yeah.
no self-incriminating
yeah.
behavior. And then I shared that story.
Yeah. That's
I could share it again.
do it.
Yeah.
Say
Okay.
it again.
So
for the listeners.
for the listener,
For
like
the
asking-
listeners. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I was watching this YouTube video where this guy essentially he did 7 years in prison, and when he was in prison, he said if he fought the case and got a lesser sentence because his original sentence was 30 years, he would dedicate his life to helping the community and giving it to God. So he fought it. It went down to 7 years. He did it. He came out, started doing YouTube videos. So in his case, he has 7 years of prison stories, right? I know Josh is giving me that face. Like I already heard it.
No. Sorry, I'm like on Instagram right now. I'm trying to
promote
sponsor
it.
the show,
No,
yo.
promote
Come
it,
on,
promote
yeah.
it, promote
Yeah,
it.
promote it. My bad.
So essentially, he's been doing this for a few years. He's what's it called? Where he's getting paid for his YouTube channel, and he puts context every day, and then life after as a convicted felon and all that stuff. And then he found out, I think one of his close friends in prison got out of prison, and he reached out to him like, "Hey, come. There's another way of life. You don't have to go back to prison or do what you used to do." And he brings him to his podcast, his YouTube video / podcast, whatever.
Yeah.
And he records it live, and he said, "Hey, come over, just talk." And then the guy starts talking. He knows like, "Oh, I've been out of prison for the past 3 weeks." And then he's like, "Oh, I found you on Facebook. That's how we reconnected. We met at the park, and we got together. And then now that they're at his studio recording, and he's like, "Oh, how's it been?" And he's like, "Oh, well, it's been pretty good. It's just hard acclimating to the outside world." And then he starts to share a story about something he did illegally a week ago, and I don't know how he got out. They used that as his self-incriminating what's it called? Evidence
Yeah.
for the court.
It's the same shit that he
Yeah.
did earlier.
Yeah.
What's it called? Evidence.
Yeah.
15 minutes ago.
So he's in jail again now.
Right.
He went to jail, and I was like, that sucks.
I know, for real. So that's a boundary.
That's a boundary. So
Yeah.
these are the rules of the podcast.
Yeah. So far.
Don't
Yeah. Just don't
self-incriminate.
incriminate yourself. Yeah.
What did I just say?
Self-incriminate yourself.
I don't think I self-incriminate that.
So yeah, self-incriminating. Don't come and say you cheated on your wife and then come talk about
I
it
know.
over here.
I know, right? Everything's recorded. Everything's on the record.
And then
so
get
I'm gonna
mad.
try to choose my words correctly, even though I fucking fail at that sometimes. But
So don't talk about work.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
We
If
don't
we,
need to. Oh fuck.
God, that's like when like I just don't want to burn any professional bridges.
When I talk about people and I
Yeah.
know I'm being
No, I love.
I just
honestly,
say bananas. I say fruits.
I love my workplace. I mean, it's never like nothing's ever perfect, but like there's just some things you talk about closed doors in a very hilarious way. You know, but we can do it tastefully here.
Well,
I mean,
it's always
you know,
in the mental health field.
everyone's bounded by HIPAA, so we're good. No names.
Yeah, yo,
no
actually,
everything. All you gotta do is just say them, he, her, his, whatever the fuck.
yeah,
and just,
honestly,
you know,
I'm down to talk about the mental health field just in general, not like our workplace specifically, because surprise, all me and Fidel are coworkers.
Yeah, that's how we met.
At a mental health center.
Yeah.
It's lit. Love it. No, I do. It's just really interesting, like working with like the population and like seeing that. What are your thoughts on it? Oh, I feel like I'm supposed to be
No,
interviewed.
it doesn't matter.
I'm like asking the questions, like
Wings and
taking
Things
over
with
your
Josh.
show. Welcome to Wings&Things.
Wings and things. Well, it's a group. We're just friends
All right.
having a conversation. It's
Okay,
not
for
an
sure.
interview. It's just friends talking.
Okay.
But
What are you?
what's up, Julian?
What is that?
I'm gonna send this one to him.
Lamau. That's good. What are your opinions about working in the mental health industry?
It has its ups and downs, like everything else.
Yeah.
The first time I ever worked in the mental health field was with autism. I worked with autistic adults, and I never worked with kids. I know I've heard they're a handful.
it's a different ballgame.
It's a different ballgame.
It's so
Yeah.
I dealt with I had I think like 4 clients. I only did it part time because I still had a full time job.
4 clients is a lot though.
It is a lot. Excuse me. And I had an autistic adult that was maybe in his 50s.
Damn.
He was paranoid. He thought the government was after him.
Ooh.
He was a hoarder,
Ooh.
and he never wanted to go outside. And he thought that a pill cured everything.
Ooh.
And this guy would literally drink, because I would work with him every Saturday morning. 64 ounces of coffee in the morning. He had that dope. You know when you go to 7-Eleven and you have that huge mug?
Like
Yeah.
the big
It's
gulp
a-
or
The
whatever
big
the
gulp,
fuck that is.
the big gulp 64
Yeah, that
ounce.
shit's fat.
I'm trying to imagine that.
Oh my god.
He would drink that
Black.
black.
Ooh, this man. He has
You don't fuck
several
with-
hairs on his chest.
You don't fuck with this. You don't fuck with that. Oh
Dude,
my god.
64 ounces of black coffee, bro. That's the Hulk.
Oh my
He'll lift you with his
God.
strong hand.
It was every day.
Damn,
every
that's a lot.
He
Yo,
would drink it
that's a
every
lot.
day.
Yeah.
And it was on Saturday, 8 a.m. I would show up to his house,
Yeah.
knock, and he'll be like, I have issues. I'm shaking. He's like, we gotta go.
Be like, no, duh, bro.
And then he'll be
No
like,
shit.
we need a pill for this. And I was like, have you ever considered maybe not drinking 64 ounces of coffee? You're an idiot, just like the doctors. They said the same thing. That's
Ooh.
not the problem.
Yeah, it's so, God, man, it's so interesting. Holy shit.
Oh, sorry.
Not that I'm any of an expert, actually, but it's just like a very interesting, like the behavior of it in itself. People are just interesting in itself too. But like, I'm a very spiritual dude. So like, I wonder what happened like in like past lives before that like would put him in such a circumstance like that. But also like, it's just very interesting how autism like expresses within an individual.
Yeah.
Very different.
It is very different.
It's like really crazy.
I had 3 different scenarios of autism, like 3 different spectrums. I had the paranoid one, the dude. He had literally tinfoil.
Yeah.
Foil on his windows.
Oh wow.
He didn't have a cell phone. You have to use a
One of those,
landline.
yeah.
He
Well,
would talk out
Was
in
he,
the garage.
Did he have another diagnosis?
Yeah. I just don't remember. It was like 2.5, 3 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah. And then there's another one that was mild autistic. And he was 25. I think he's like 27 now, but he was 25 at the time. He was probably like kicking it like with my son. So I enjoyed kicking it with him on Sundays.
He was just very high functioning.
Yeah.
He wouldn't, he wouldn't
He would clean his room if you tell him.
I'm
like,
trying to find,
What?
throw tantrums, that stuff for that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he wouldn't
no aggressive behavior.
no aggressive behavior. It was like having a well-behaved 11-year-old like my son. But he's
Oh, okay.
25. But he's 25.
So what are like the developmental issues like for someone that has autism?
The communication skills, the lack of
Social skills.
So
social
interpersonal skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
interpersonal
eye contact.
relationships.
No eye contact. Basic math knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sensory.
Yeah.
Sensory overload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You couldn't be in loud places.
Crazy.
Sensory
Oh my
overload.
God.
Like if he goes on a concert, he'll probably like his head would just blow up.
That's
type of
crazy.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
Even if you go to the mall, it's like too much.
That's so intense. But a lot of like autistic like people do have like a certain like skills. Is that like a
That's high
Yeah,
functioning.
they have if they're high functioning. Like I remember
that's
when
a
I was in
misconception,
DC,
right? That's like a generalization.
Kind of, but it actually there are kids there. There are kids. It's more so with kids. There are kids
Yeah.
out there that do have an exceptional ability when it comes to like performing math ability, like math functioning or something like that, or like
Computers.
like music especially.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. They have like one part of their brain is just very high wired, and there's a lot of like whatever.
That's
Science is
like a
there.
savant almost kind of like thing
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that shows you the power of the brain because like it's so like centered like at a location at the brain that's like
Exactly.
hyperactive and
Yeah.
that's like but like everything else like suffers around it just because it doesn't have like
it doesn't have the right-
it's like footsies out here. Bro.
That is I see. I'm in the same.
I thought
trying to-
I thought I was rubbing the
Dude,
the
I know your
table leg.
feet stink. That's why I put my shit away. Bro. I'm just kidding. I like footsies with the right person though. It's a very intimate experience. Like I can't just be having it with just like people, yo. Like it's a very intimate
with a mic.
experience. Okay.
Especially not a male coworker.
Hey, listen. I mean, if it's
Equal opportunity?
the mood, but it's not the mood now.
Josh, bring some essential oils out.
Oh yeah, we were saying like we're so holistic up in here. We're gonna get a diffuser. What else? Essential oils, lavender, some lava rocks.
Yeah.
Some
Ooh.
crystals, some pop.
Salt.
Dude, I
salt
already
rocks,
have.
too.
Dude, I have my crystal right here.
Let me see your crystal.
Dude,
Is it actual? Oh,
this
yeah,
is
you
a
do have one.
quartz. Okay,
Is it like white?
it is like this definitely.
No, it's blue.
Nah.
No,
For the listeners,
for the
it's
listeners.
definitely
Yeah.
clear. Like,
Oh damn it! Oh, this is what I fuck up on the most. It's like
On the last podcast, it was just us two, and he would be talking to me. He'll be showing me his phone. Yeah, it's this, and then I'll be like, have to describe what he was
I
explaining.
always screw that up because like I feel like everyone is watching, but there's no cameras around.
oh yeah.
That's why I said it's white, just in case somebody
Oh.
wanted to know the color of the
Oh,
crystal.
that's funny. Yeah, there's the
But then I
listeners.
just came
Sorry.
back at him and was like, "It's blue," because I do that to you. in
Yeah,
real
yeah,
life. Just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
No shit.
Right. We have to cater to the listeners. We
Yeah.
forget that you're here
Sorry,
sometimes.
sorry,
hey
y'all.
guys.
We're just 3D
I hope you
talking
get-
to microphones.
I hope
Sorry.
you guys are having a good day today.
That's true. It's a beautiful Sunday.
It's a beautiful Sunday out here, yo. No, yeah, this is my crystal.
So do you carry that around you the whole time?
You know what? Not all the time.
Do you
But-
take it to work?
I do sometimes, yeah. I do sometimes when I feel like I need like an external like power source for me. Yeah, I'm a very spiritual guy, so like
Cool.
I definitely like do put in a lot of faith in like crystals. So do you guys know about chakra concepts?
No.
So
heard of it.
a crude explanation of like the chakra like systems in your body. There's 7 main ones, and it goes from your tailbone all the way up to the top of your skull, and it goes your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown chakra, right? So all these chakra centers also pertain to a specific gland in your body. I don't know what specific ones, but it hits. Yeah, you fact check me right now.
Some research.
That's why we have the laptops
Yeah,
out.
it's crazy, yo. Like, whenever I meditate, it's the more you practice like meditation, the more you can like learn how to unlock your chakras, and it's really interesting just because like it works through like emotion. So like your root chakra is like your safety chakra. It's like your grounding chakra.
Yeah.
So it's blocked by fear. So like an example, and anxiety, right? So an example for you to unblock your root chakra would be to meditate and then like release all the things that you fear and are anxious about, like just the action of releasing mentally. Yeah. So that cleans the chakra. So it's like using your mental to kind of groom your spiritual essence. Another example would be like let's say your solar plexus chakra that deals with confidence, you feel me? So like if that's blocked, you feel like you're like kind of unconfident, like pretty self-conscious, low self-esteem. So what you would do is you would meditate like right here on your diaphragm, and then like you would bring up to the front of your mind all the things that you feel self-conscious about and all that shit, and you just like the act of just letting it go like cleans it. So like this helps. This crystal, we're talking about a crystal here, folks. This crystal,
The white crystal.
it's a clear crystal. Clear.
With some white, apparently.
Yeah, it's the jagged formations in the inside. It's a heart, by the way, y'all. It's a heart.
Did you find a chart on Google?
Am I right?
I pulled up like a regular like article, but yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I know my shit. I know my shit.
Bro knows his
Low key,
stuff.
I got all into this shit just because coming off of UCLA, I had a lot of like post-grad anxiety, like a lot. And I've been meaning at that time too, like in my last quarter at UCLA to like get into meditation, because I know for a fact, like if I'm going to be within the mental health industry, I'm going to need to like also like practice good mental, like
yourself.
self-care and like all that stuff. So like I know that meditation's a big part of it, but there's two components that meditation can tackle, which is the mental and the spiritual.
Yeah.
So while I was also working with like the mental piece, which is kind of like more like CBT, DBT, like type of stuff, I also started getting into like the transcendental, more spiritual part of meditation, which is kind of like knowing how to meditate on chakra concepts, learning your like energy field and feeling your surroundings, and like being more aware of like your spiritual health too. I had so much anxiety coming out of postgrad. Holy shit. Like I would have like panic attacks, like coming up in the morning, just like freaking out about just what, like it was like the time where like I experienced like cold sweats in the night too. Like it's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Like I took it in stride though. I try not to like freak out about it more, but I just knew that it's just like a transition in my life that like I was like very shaken on.
Yeah.
So I need something to like kind of ground myself at the times where like I needed to heal myself and like to process things thoroughly. So, yeah, I got into like the whole spiritual side of it too, and like working at the workplace now definitely was the thing that unlocked my spiritual awakening, and I can talk about that too. I'm like,
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so how? Wait, what?
It's
Before we jump into something else,
yeah.
let's go back to your anxiety.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable.
No, I'm very open book, please. Actually, this helps me.
Does this help you?
No, yeah, because like honestly,
That's why you're licking your lips?
I feel like
Oh God.
I do that on a daily, folks. It's good.
You
You gotta keep it moist. Come on.
Moisty.
You gotta moist.
Filipinos don't wear chapstick. We don't believe in that shit.
Yung chopstick. Yeah. But what was the question
We
on my
only believe
anxiety?
in Vicks Vapor Rub. Like, oh my God.
Vicks Vapor Rub and anxiety.
Put on everything. No, I was just asking about your post grad anxiety.
Yeah, anxiety.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't get post grad anxiety. I got my last semester at undergrad. I had a lot of anxiety, and I got extremely depressed. Where I would literally would cry maybe like 3-4 times a week in the parking lot, thinking I'm not gonna make it anywhere. I'm not gonna get accepted to any grad program, and I thought I was the only one. And somebody that has a lot of confidence thought that I was maybe different. And then when you're talking, because I known you 5-6 months.
Yeah.
I categorize as a person with a lot of confidence.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So just hearing you say that reminds me about my anxiety, where I would cry in my car before going to campus, thinking you're not gonna make it. You just wasted 3 years at Cal State LA to graduate for nothing.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And then someone like you sharing about it kind of helps me relate to that. It's something that happens to everybody.
No, yeah. No, I see what you're talking about now. I think it like helps me to like, honestly, I give so much space for people to like talk about their things, and I love that. But like I feel like sometimes like a lot of people don't ask about me, like general interest in like asking me like what's up.
What's up?
Yeah. But I mean, I actually like for the listeners, if you ever want to if you guys ever see me out there,
promote your social media.
I know.
Plug.
Plug it.
Plug.
Plug your social media for real. Plug it.
I'm Jester King Official. That's my my brand IG. That's my music / dance / holistic health advocacy
Adult
page. That's for the fans only service. No, you have to pay for that. Okay.
It's called a Patreon page.
You do you'll send booty pics for $5 a month.
$5.
$5.
How much? I don't know.
10.
How much? $10?
Lamau. I love this show. We go from anxiety to booty pics in a matter of a second. God damn.
It's called Wings and Things, dude. We're all over the place.
Bro, you should when the show blows up, you need to have wings for your guests, or else what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
were we supposed to have wings?
We did
I'd
talk
be
about
so
that.
mad.
We talked about that. Are you gonna hear us?
It's literally turned into an ASMR podcast.
Okay. We would have the mic in a certain way so that when we're eating.
Don't worry, we've already discussed that.
There's the kickstands.
Yeah.
That, and then you can just have your hands free and it comes from the top.
So we can be eating.
Yeah. So when you talk, you're just here, but when you're eating, you're just and then you start talking, and then
and then just
we have something to say. Yeah.
And then we drink the water.
Wings and things. Wings and things. My post-grad anxiety.
Back to your anxiety.
No, it's crazy. I think more my struggle with the anxiety is just holy shit, am I good? Am I gonna... It's rooted in self-doubt, right?
Yeah.
It was crazy because I'm just shit's gonna it was just a sense of doom. Just a big sense of doom around it. Oh, shit's gonna go hectic for one reason. And I feel it also is coming to light, even what I'm going through right now, what's coming to light that I noticed back at that time was how I attach to things. I have very anxious attachment style for sure. It's almost kind of very cautious, but that's definitely an inner child shit because that kind of only came up just about 2 years ago when I graduated.
Yeah.
But going from from my community college transferring to UCLA, that never kind of really it didn't show its ugly head because I was just I just wanted to be out of my parents' house and I just wanted to grind.
And you were still in school too.
So, being
you
around
still had that
people,
mindset, the mentality of being around people that were doing the same shit as you were.
Yeah.
But the moment you get out of the moment you graduate, you're the only one doing you at that point.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's around you. Everyone's doing something different.
Yeah.
Even though you both work at the same place, you're still doing something different.
Yeah.
He's still in school.
Yeah.
I work in a completely different industry,
right.
And so it's just everyone.
That's really interesting just because I think since we kind of grow, we have to grow from our sense of home to kind of grow in itself too. Being by yourself that is an important thing to me. And I'm actually I more welcome it because it's something that I definitely need to work on type of stuff just because I have to learn how to be by myself and work through that by myself because I feel I had that back then, but I wasn't aware of it too much just because I had people around me to kind of help me through that.
It confirmed it. It reinforced it. There was it didn't. Now you need to actually take the time.
Exactly, to really learn that. And have you heard of the concept of the shadow self?
Yeah.
It's inner work, shadow work, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Good shit to research, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah, good
There's
stuff.
some good stuff. Some Carl Jung stuff. Come on now.
Carl Jung is dope.
Carl Jung is daddy, bro.
Carl Jung.
Yeah, he's for.
He was. I remember the only when I took personality back in undergrad.
Yeah.
I remember he was the only one that I actually paid attention to.
Bro, that shit
was actually interesting.
Yeah, I love it.
Who's the other fuck?
We learned
the other one. Sigmund Freud.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah, dude. That dude. I hope that like psychology like kind of like steers away from like the Freudian type of like
the Freudian
I like
dynamics.
no. I like Freud too, like because it talks about psychology and just like human behavior in such a scientific way.
And that's
like
fine. Like I'm totally about that.
yeah,
I'm all
and
about
me too.
science.
But also like the human mind is more intricate than that.
Yeah.
So like than just like an animalistic senses, because that's what he kind of like derived his like research from, like humans are animals and we have certain types of behaviors.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But we are
Evolution
so
too, like
more than
genetics,
that. Yeah.
I mean, he was a doctor.
No, he was a medical doctor.
He was a medical doctor, so that's why he was
Yeah.
basically science altogether, which is cool because psych is a science, you know.
Yeah. But the mind is more complex.
The mind is more,
than-
like
Yeah.
the brain is
It's fucking.
It's
even.
extremely
Actually, you know, I'm not.
It's-
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say anymore because
Did you guys feel that pause? That's how much the brain is a fucking
know.
phenomenon.
I
Like,
know.
you have no,
I was about to
it's
say that
so-
the brain is an exact science. No, it fucking isn't.
No,
Never mind.
it's-
Why was I about to say that?
Dude.
Because it isn't.
It isn't.
We haven't even explored. Like we don't even know. We were just talking about autism, and how it affects like different parts of the brain, and we
Yeah.
still don't even know
Yeah.
what cortex that is or what what factors play into that. It's just
And that's the shit that gets me, because like
Yeah.
then it's like if
That's why I sat down. Just sit down.
just down, y'all.
It's because I forgot the stand for his stand.
Oh, we're again for the listeners, we are like very Japanese style right now and on the floor because we want to ground ourselves closer to the earth. You know how we
Next
do.
podcast is gonna be in the pool.
But we're also aging young adults, and our knees can't take it sometimes. So
I can't. I'm the oldest one here, and I was the first one to give up. My back was hurting.
yeah, I can take it a little bit just because I dance more.
Who was the
often.
guy? Who was the that book we read for group therapy? That black thick book. Was it Carl Jung?
it was not. It wasn't. It wasn't Carl Jung. It was
Actually, for the Family Crucible right now, I'm reading Carl Jung, Doctor MD. Huh? Who was
no,
it?
it was an Iranian psychologist, wasn't he?
He's dope. I forgot his name.
We'll look it up.
What? What?
Oh no, I was just talking about like Carl Jung,
Okay.
like Sigmund. I like Sigmund Freud, even though his theories are pretty much out there. A lot of them have been debunked. I think there was some sense in it, just that he didn't. I think he had very modern beliefs, just he couldn't express them because of the Victorian era type of thing.
Oh, now we're going to history.
No, I mean, yeah.
No,
Everything
That-
affects
that makes
everything
sense.
around it.
I
Yeah,
never
no,
actually.
yeah.
I never even actually pictured it like that. Sorry,
no, you can leave it. I could just put your volume up.
I didn't even actually picture it like that. How history could have been a part of it,
Yeah, because
and like the implications that it had.
Yeah.
I think he held back a lot.
Who?
Sigmund Freud.
Oh, okay. I
If you
see.
think about the Oedipus complex,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like that, and
yeah, dude. Humans are fucking weird. Humans are.
you just figure that out.
bro. Like no, like in a very like.
We're destructive, narcissistical.
I mean, I guess there's like I forgot this podcast I was listening to that talked
You
about
only
like
listen to Wings and Things. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're right. This is the first episode too. JK, no, this is the second. My bad. This is the second
bro.
episode. No, yeah, it's like honestly, people are so weird. It boggles my mind that there is a rift between like people feeling like there's a norm and like individuality and all that stuff, just because it's like tolerance and all that shit. But we don't have to go in through that.
I think we have to go into that.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
It's up to you, but
No, I'm actually excited about the questions that you formulated for me for this podcast.
Oh, you wanna go?
Yes.
there
Yeah.
hasn't been that many because I felt like I wanted them to come out naturally. 'Cause I
No,
think-
yeah, no, go
I
ahead.
That's
figured-
what
Go
we're
ahead.
all about.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
all about the natural.
Dude, I just want to hear
flow.
myself talk.
You like hearing yourself talk now?
It's like crazy.
You've gotten used to it.
Yeah. I can also control like the deepness of my
Oh, so we
voice.
talked about
I know.
spiritual.
I know.
Right,
Same,
No,
same, same.
we
What's up,
talked
y'all?
about spiritual consciousness.
Yeah.
That came naturally. You want to talk about?
Uh-huh.
Oh, what is it?
I can talk more about it.
Well, one thing was the biggest thing I wanted to know was the difference
Mm-hmm.
between both of you. Just like because you were born in the Philippines, you immigrated at what 9?
I was
years old?
11.
11. My bad. Oh, so you're my son's age.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so you were well developed. Yeah,
Damn.
mentally.
Yeah.
Not to the end, obviously, but like you would remember a lot of
He
your
went
childhood
there.
like
He went there.
like
compared to like Josh's right here.
yeah. Like how much can I remember from the Philippines?
No, just like the upbringings,
Oh.
personality wise, style wise, like psychology. Like even though you were born in the Philippines, I'm pretty sure you both of you have similar things.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like we call, like, I would consider myself this term that I learned at UCLA, like being within like the Filipino like space there and like the organization. It's like you know, like first gen, second gen, blah blah blah. But there's like Gen 1.5, which is kind of like the Filipinos that like had a childhood in the Philippines, who then transplanted to America. And just for everybody, just for clarity, just know that if you transplanted from somewhere, be it just you being the father, the daughter, the mother, whatever, everybody in that family is the first gen. Not because you're like the child that you're second gen. No, if you transplanted from like where you are to America or to like someplace, you are a first gen immigrant. So, but for me, how I like to like perceive myself is that like I'm a 1.5. Like I definitely have like a tie to the Philippines. Like I'm pretty fluent. I have a big sense of culture there. But I'm also like of here in America. Like I'm also Filipino American, and it's just like a very interesting thing. I'm actually pretty grateful for it, just because like it definitely gave a lot towards my personality, so I'm not too fucking bland as a person. Like I love my culture, but I also like love being here in America, because it definitely showed me so much what like I can do more so than if I was ever in the Philippines. But then again, maybe that's also just reached, just because like maybe like if you believe in destiny, I would also just become a music producer in the Philippines too. But it's a really interesting experience. Like even though the Philippines is still a third world country, like I love living there. Like but I guess I think I idealize it enough. Like, you know how like when kids like have a dad or like a mother, and then they die, and then so that they didn't have enough time to like see their flaws. I feel like it's like that for me in the Philippines. Like when I had left, I didn't have enough time to like hate it. so like it's very romanticized and nostalgic in my head. So like I definitely need
so it's
to
like
go
a
back.
honeymoon phase. Like you
in a way, like I had my childhood there. Like there was nothing necessarily wrong. Just like my the 3-month like no lights story that I told you. Yeah. Because of the typhoons. Like I don't
share that story if you want.
Oh, did I say it when it wasn't recording earlier?
No.
Or did I already? Oh no, shit. Okay. So
did he share that story with us?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Damn,
was it already recording?
No, it wasn't. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right. So in the Philippines, like it gets crazy with the weather. There's only like dry and wet.
Literally, that's you think we have fall, spring, winter. No, there it's dry and wet.
Dry and wet, and
mainit.
Okay,
oh my god.
What does that mean?
Humid, hot.
Oh,
like
okay.
Hot as hell.
Yeah.
Mainit?
Mainit.
Mainit.
Init is like hot, and mainit is like the adjective form. Yeah. Little Filipino for you.
No, Tagalog's super easy.
Dude, really?
It's super easy.
Dude, I think it's super hard to teach.
Really?
It's just because it's so syllabic. You would just like add the syllables.
Yeah.
You like
if you guys could see the faces, there's like original Josh is just like ecstatic about talking about the Philippines.
Bro, Filipinos fucking love I love being Filipino.
I'm about it.
Yeah, I love being Filipino. I have no like I don't know. Filipinos are just very prideful about their like culture, our heritage.
Yeah, you should be.
Like I love like being because it's so fun. I'm honest, it's kind of like almost the same energy as like Hispanics and Latinx people. Like just fucking because it's a very celebratory type of like culture, and also very familial.
And the way that it was brought up too, like the way that Filipino culture was brought up to begin with, like we were under Spanish rule.
Yeah.
So like a lot of we. Like Joe Coy said this, like like our fucking last names are all literally like Hispanic or Spanish. Like I'm literally Morales. Like Morales, Del Rosario. Like they're all like
Del Rosario Lamau. That's hella Filipino. Guzman is hella Filipino.
Guzman, Guzman or De Guzman.
De Guzman, bro. Like
Pineda.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Dude, Latino people and Filipino people, we fucking like. We're like trauma bonded. Oh God!
I had a Filipino friend. She was she married a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
And she said what? Oh no, she married a Mexican guy, and she would always say, "She's like, I'm almost Mexican. You just gotta have to cover my eyes."
No, that's so true.
That's so funny.
That's so funny. Yeah. Oh man, dude, I was on Tinder one time, and there was this girl that was it showed.
I redlined.
It showed like the Filipino flag and then like the Mexican flag, and I was like, bro, you're so bomb. Oh,
I like how you said
Filipinos mixed with anything else? Dude, is so fire. You're fucking welcome. Like,
yeah, no,
like,
you're welcome.
Honestly,
No,
dude, that's so true.
That's so true.
Dude,
I know.
I want to give my mom mixed babies just because she wants
she
like gorgeous
grandchildren.
Like, we gotta pass that cuteness.
Yeah,
it's fire, bro.
No, half Filipino, half anything else. Like I have this friend from high school. I had the fattest crush on her all throughout high school, and she was half Filipino. German, Italian,
fire,
German and Italian, and I was like, "Fuck."
She's just like that original, the Hot Cheetos, Hot Cheetos brand, just on fire.
Yeah, bro, and also like the dudes who be fucking, they be like Filipino and fucking Japanese, dude, get all the babes or guys, whichever one. We're very inclusive in here. No, but dude, they pulling.
They get all the hoes.
They pull, all spectrum of hoes. Yeah, dude,
no discrimination.
There's none.
No, there's no discrimination.
No discrimination. Just everybody.
Oh yeah. Original Josh just popped out the picture.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
we're showing. I wish
Send
we could
her my
show
number.
Pictures. I wish we could show
dude,
pictures.
bro, I haven't talked to her since high school. It's been a while,
dude. But yeah. What were we talking about? Filipinos, just being Filipino.
No.
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Huh?
I want to go back.
Right,
So
go
back
ahead,
to the
go
Philippines? No.
Oh, I was like, this fool's never even been to the Philippines. What the fuck?
Look at me with a sus ass look. What?
I want to go back to that. I was in Tinder one time.
What about Tinder?
No, you just said that.
Oh yeah, no, I was on Tinder. Oh, no, I was on Tinder one time.
You just went that one time.
Yeah, no, I'll be on it.
You be on Tinder?
Yeah, it's kind of toxic though, Loki.
Why? Because I don't have social media. So
because it's like, God, it's so weird dating in this like era now. Like, especially like for me too, since like I guess like I'm confident, whatever. But like, I have trouble like sparking up like that type of conversation, just because like I mean like dead ass like I'm a pretty flirty dude, and like sometimes
I see that work.
All I just Who do I be flirting with?
He licks his lips before walking into the office.
What's good, y'all? No,
welcome to PCA.
Listen, my fucking
cut that out.
It's fine.
Fucking honestly. Just for the listeners, I'm no fucking Casanova. I like my type of like flirting is more like I make fun of myself, and then it just leads with that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know for a fact that I'm like just a decent looking dude, but I know I can't lead with my looks. Like, cause it's so above average. Like, okay, like he's like, I've had like girls tell me like, oh, I'm cute or whatever, but it's like, I know it's like the not cute enough to like attract like every fucking like buddy's eyes. Yeah.
It's to the point where it's like not always a swipe right. It's like okay, swipe. Right.
Yeah. You know? Okay, or like maybe not left.
one more picture.
Yeah, I'm not a babe. I'm not a babe for sure. So I have to lead in with
plug
my
your
personality.
Instagram, and we'll let the listeners decide for themselves.
I'll give you guys again. It's Jester King Official.
Spell it out.
It's JesterKingOfficial. Holy shit, that's long.
And that's for Instagram?
That's my branded Instagram. Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, my Twitter is
Tumblr.
If I, because I got some shit. I be talking about drugs on Twitter. If I like, so, not like in terms like just for the cops. It's not about doing anything. I'm just talking about in general, just the conversation.
Remember the rule.
It's just a conversation of. So I'll let you guys find that out yourselves.
You're the type of guy who's like, wait.
I didn't mean that.
No. You're like, wait. I have a good personality.
That's right. I feel like,
and I have a job.
I feel like my averageness, lookingness, helped me hone my personality.
I think that's fair.
But honestly, I have, bro, we're talking about anxiety earlier, right?
Yeah.
Something that's prominent in myself. Again, it's so crazy because I feel like I've learned I've learned to like hide this very well. I have a lot of social anxiety.
Really?
Hell yeah.
I think anybody from work that listens to this is gonna be like, bullshit.
Dude, everyone says that too. It's just like wild because like I don't know, I for real do. I like it starts off, it's very subtle. Like it's almost kind of like
no one's believing this.
Bro, I have to tell myself to act fucking like myself going into places instead of like thinking of like things that I need, like ammo, like interaction ammo.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You know, and like but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've learned to just like let it flow naturally, but it's still kind of like just there. Like my mind definitely, I'm like very, I guess, sensitive. Not that it would hurt, not in the sense like it would hurt me, but it's sensitive to other people's reactions. So that I'm just like, what are they thinking about? So like I'm not like very in the moment, blah 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 blah, whatever. So that type of social anxiety in itself, it's hard for me to like come up to a girl and not, especially if like I like find her very attractive, like I stutter. I stutter so much like coming up to it, but like it's gotten better. But yeah, a lot of people like don't want to believe that I have like a lot of social anxiety, but I do. But like I manage. I've like accepted it within myself. It's not something that I like necessarily need to like throw away. Like my body will like naturally just like maybe kind of like cope with it,
like
but
acclimate
to it. Yeah. So no, yeah, I have a lot of social.
Put your mic
a little up this way. Ooh, so I'm not like bending over. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that about me.
That's interesting because I don't think I have that. I know I have a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
But when I get nervous, I do tend to.
When you get nervous, you get nervous.
I get nervous. Like it's rare.
When do you get nervous? I've never seen you get nervous.
That's true. I get nervous.
Well, like what situations like would get you nervous?
I think I'm very good at hiding it because I had the first Josh right here, the studio Josh. I've had him for a lot of classes and we've done presentations. I don't think I've ever seemed nervous, huh?
Were you nervous though when we had presentations? Because we literally did a final presentation together.
Yeah, I remember that. Not that one.
Okay.
But the other ones, like for Bacon's class, when I went up for the vignettes, I was a little nervous.
That's different, because we were acting.
Yeah. So I think it's hard if I...
So it's a different headspace.
It's a different headspace. You're right. Because that one, I had to act as a therapist, or one of them had to act as a client.
Oh, so you guys had to like do roles? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like role play.
Yeah, it's role playing. One's a therapist. Like it was like us three. He's a therapist and we're the couple or whatever. And that one I was a little nervous. So I would forget things real quick.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
But other than that, I'm confident enough to say that I don't have that self-esteem to go up to like a lot of women and ask them out.
Yeah.
I think that's a little weird.
Do I.
also for me too, like I don't want to like seem like nowadays, just like nowadays.
The thirsty.
Yeah, I don't want to seem doggish. I don't want to seem thirsty. In high school, like I flourished more in that just because like social media and all that shit. Not that I was like saying anything like misogynistic or anything like that, but it was just like a more open to that energy nowadays. But nowadays it goes into that negative headspace like off the bat. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to, just as long as they're comfortable with me and like I can sense that energy from them, then I let myself do that. But like it's so hard for me nowadays just because like I like that energy, so like I like to spark it a lot. But I don't nowadays just because like a lot of the times people are just like, oh, he's such a fuck boy, blah 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 blah. I'm just like, whatever, bro. Like
I'm just trying to get to know you.
Fuck boy means to me is like someone that fucks someone over.
Yeah,
I'm not that type.
Yeah.
For the listeners, I'm not that type. Yeah.
I think it takes a different type of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. To just go up to like random women and just pick them up.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Or just ask them out.
Also, I just don't do that. Like, I don't like try to like specifically try to like intentionally like hound on like trying to pick up chick. I don't know. It's just not my style.
It's not like my I get what you're saying.
It's just not my style.
It's also not like a first priority.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're in a social environment, it's not the first priority.
That's true. It's not
for some
yeah,
fuck boys out there, or like just regular old dudes. Like that's their first priority. Is the moment they walk into a club, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But
my friend from remember,
Sino.
Sino. Sino. He said who in Tagalog.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
he has that mentality. Like for him to go out is not like, hey, let's go have a good time with your homies.
The bitches.
Yeah, like, he's just like
he's like, who's coming home with me tonight?
Yeah. And then you're like, don't you have a girl? He's like, she's not here right now.
Oh no,
that's
some toxic masculinity right there. No, but honestly, that's not toxic anything, bro. I hate. Why do people do that? Why do people do that? Well, we know why. Well,
toxic personality. There we go. I'd rather say that than
it's insecurity.
Yeah, low key. Yo, sorry, I'm.
How is everyone's Thanksgiving?
He's thinking about all the hearts he broke.
Oh man. what about look at his I got heartbroken too. Shit. Lamau, I am not gonna incriminate myself. Just kidding.
Heartbreaker. No, Thanksgiving was cool.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I actually worked, but
you worked?
Yeah, I worked in the AM. It was an easy shift. Nothing went wrong.
Oh, it snowed. I live in sorry. I used to live in Palmdale. My parents are located right there. And like it hasn't snowed in a minute, but like it hasn't snowed in a decade since my freshman year of high school. But it was like blankets of snow.
Really?
It was hella nice. Yeah, it was really nice.
Snow,
I know. Yeah, it was pretty nice. I had a snowball fight. It was enough that like you would just like take a snowball and roll it. There. Yeah, roll it and like fucking huge ass. Yeah.
I actually want to go to Big Bear.
Oh yeah, snowboarding.
Yeah,
we should go to Big Bear.
We should go to Whistler.
When? Let's do it.
I don't know. Whatever. It's a legitimate trip though, because Whistler's in Canada, so we'd have to go to like either Seattle.
I'm down. We should plan it out.
Where is that?
In Canada.
It's Whistler, Canada.
Whistler, Canada.
It's like one of the best ski resorts in the entire
I don't know how to ski though.
Not country. Sorry, just entire like all of North America.
Oh really?
Nice.
Really? Yeah. How much is it? Like, do you know?
I forgot.
Just pay with your cuteness,
bro. What's up, China ski? Give me them.
Trying to board tonight.
You know how it is. Just like my lips.
Moist. We should do that. We should start recording and just
ASMR. Hey guys,
eating.
This is hi.
That's creepy.
I was doing that to this fool's ear last time. What the fuck are you doing? I was like, it's ASMR, bro.
This is ASMR. Oh, because I mean,
we should finish the podcast like this.
No, I think the rest of the podcast. Don't you have like more questions for me?
I have a lot of questions for you.
Ask a question.
Josh, do you have any questions for Josh?
Huh?
Oh, wait.
Do people do that?
It's my brand.
My brand of ASMR is beatboxing. While they're sleeping, just like. Yeah.
When do you go to sleep?
Yo, I fall asleep to that.
Josh is beatboxing.
That's like terrible.
No. Going back to before you got because before I always press play this time. The other time I did remember to press play. I like for you to put your headphones on because it was his first time. And the mics for you to get used to like hearing yourself on your headset talking because it sounds weird, right?
Yeah.
It feels weird.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like I can like close my eyes and like imagine myself like in the podcast. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Because if you take your headphones on, it's not just a conversation. It's literally the environment around you. You hear everything. Right here, it's just us.
I know. I can imagine like because since this was recorded. So like there's like listeners, like I can imagine like we have to like also like say like break the fourth wall and like, hey listeners, hello.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. So it's like they're like the fly on the wall. It's really interesting doing a podcast. Yeah.
But then you also have to like feel like it's just a regular conversation too at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the key. That's what we started doing it. Like when we talked about it,
because we would always talk about so much random shit.
Oh, and so that's why you guys just
at that point I was like, why the fuck? everyone just needs to listen to it at some point.
You guys, it's like the Twitter memes, like, oh, like friends like having a funny conversation. Damn, we should start a podcast, huh? Like,
yeah, that's literally.
But this is like the damn actually happened.
Like, exactly.
Because I talked to him and he's like, bro, we should start a podcast. Like, yeah, everything's so natural. It's like 1 week later, bro, I just invested this much money.
I know,
bro.
He comes up
y'all,
to me.
Listen, the listeners, y'all don't know how much fucking equipment is in here right now. Like, already, like,
also on your social media.
It's part of his part of his IG story.
This is gonna be like, and then like we're gonna capture this story and then fucking like see what it is in like a year.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Hey, donate on their Patreon. It's Wings and Things, right?
Well, we'll start one actually.
All right. You guys better fucking. I want to see this grow, y'all. Come on.
Yeah.
You need that support.
And shout out to fucking Alex. He actually set up all the hardware.
Alex,
and
my
software.
boy, with the sexiest sleeve I ever seen.
And his business is Techno. Tech KNOW.
Oh, I like that. That's
like
like
that.
techno. He likes techno like that. I didn't peg him to like techno like that. He's like, I like techno like that.
He's like he's a cool white boy. But you like if you just hear the business name's techno, you would think it's the music, and it doesn't fit him. He's just like very dry.
Actually,
humor.
no. I could if he just changed his clothing, I'd be like, yeah, he definitely is a techno geek. Like, yeah.
Really? No, but he's a technology geek.
I know. Yeah.
He's like a cool. He's like a
You
cool
added the
Mike.
technology part.
He's like a cool Mike Zuckerberg.
Mark.
What's his name? Mark.
Mike. No, he's Mike. No, that's his evil twin, Mike Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Original developer of MySpace.
Yeah, so it's that dude.
Ask me your most interesting question that you think on your shit.
Oh, that's the ending question because all of them came out naturally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything came out like spiritually, your field. The only thing would be is like, how was your childhood in the Philippines? Like, I want to know Josh's childhood in Seattle.
Well, I mean,
I know it's too different.
Okay, so growing up as a Filipino American, like born in America, my parents tried really hard to invest the the authentic Filipino culture within me. My first language was Tagalog, actually, and most kids, and when I grew up, I didn't, nice. I never understood the benefit of being bilingual or just being able to speak another language until now. Because I grew up in America, so I was like, okay, so like you just speak English, right, but everyone was, so whenever I meet all my new titas and titos, wherever new uncles and aunts, but like we just call them tita.
It's like tia.
Okay.
Tio, but we say tita.
But the way that they would be in such awe because they never actually taught their kids Tagalog, especially if they were born in the States. So I have that. I thoroughly enjoy that now that I'm able to like speak, and that's that sort of thing. But like they definitely instilled the Filipino culture with me, as much so as trying to like get me into the more American, like more colonialized life. But like being able to see that, like I did everything, like I danced, I did the whole, I did like the whole, like I danced, I did the whole shebang when it comes to that.
That's
I
that's like
music.
So on brand.
I know, right? I know, right?
So on brand, the Filipino brand. That's so on brand.
But at the
I'm
same
just like
time,
continuing the brand.
But at the same time, my mom was also a soccer mom. Like I was also like I also did like sports. Like I played basketball, but like I played volleyball, I played soccer, that sort of thing. So like I was able to hopefully like mend both of those together. So I kind of miss that. I don't know if I miss or like, what's the right word? What's that sound?
Culture. Oh, that's your neighbors.
Oh, is that my neighbors really?
Yeah, the microphones catch surrounding.
Jesus.
No, I can like I can attribute the fact that I just really appreciate that I was able to have like a little bit of the Filipino culture with me.
Dude, yes. That being said, attention all fucking Filipinos, like feel like transplant from here. I mean, from the Philippines to here. Please teach your children about the culture.
Yeah,
like honestly.
No, seriously. There's a lot of people now like that are in undergrad that just they're dying. They're begging everyone around them who knows anything or everything about the Filipino culture to teach them about it.
Yeah.
I think that's
beautiful though. There's such an interest from like the Filipino Americans here to connect with like their homes.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because it's interesting for me to see that with my peers at UCLA, because like I came from the Philippines, so like this like it's almost kind of like it was interesting. It almost had like the sense that like they're honoring where I came from, like personally came from. Like,
so to you, is it more like an enhancer? Like, do you feel more like, was it like a new learning experience for you coming to the States and then having to learn about Filipino culture, how we learn it here in the States, or how it's passed down to us? Because you already had the original recipe to actually be. Sorry.
It sounds better that way.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. He's holding the mic like a gangster, like sideways.
He's holding a gangster. It's the only way that I can hold it.
We don't have like nice ass mic stands, right? It's like it's nice for now, but
no, because I forgot his stand.
Fidel forgot Josh's stand, and now he's holding it like a gangster.
I got it
sideways.
I'm literally sitting there like.
No, it's really interesting, I guess. Like coming to America, and seeing like how Filipino Americans act in a way. It's almost kind of like, I mean, like I've also adapted that throughout the years because I've just like slowly like acclimated to my space as well. But like coming in, I never, it was crazy. I never really sensed like a difference in connection because like as long as I saw that you were Filipino, like I was like, okay. You know the same things that I know, kind of like in a way, but just like I was just more delved into it, I guess. But again, it's just so interesting to see Filipino Americans, like especially I guess like within the college space, to be so interested about their culture. Yeah. I mean, but then again, you can say that about like any other culture. It's just so interesting for like just like students with different ethnicities to be so like proud of their cultures too. Mm-hmm. I could speak a lot about like Filipinos and like us being like proud of our culture too, but like that's like a lot of people as well, a lot of different ethnicities too. But it's nice to see the interest to wanting to like connect to a place that like I guess they felt disconnected to, just because like they grew up with like diet Philippines, which is like their parents. Yeah, you know,
like I grew up like that too, but at the same time, like it was different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really interesting. Like you were asking like the difference, like if there's a difference, I guess.
In our upbringing.
Yeah. Just like honestly, the only like I guess like the only difference would be kind of like just the social interaction. I was gonna say culture, but there is a different type of like camaraderie culture in the Philippines. Like when we say dude, we say tol, like that's dude, and it's like there's a lot of parallels. It's just a difference in that, you know, like it's still very familial. It's still very kind of like us, like very inclusive, but it's just a different lingo.
It's a very collective culture, right? Was it?
Yeah,
it's a collectivistic culture.
Yeah. When America is more of an independent, like self-centered type. That's what I kind of meant. Like, like do you feel like you're more?
I learned how to integrate that.
Yeah,
I learned how to. That's very interesting. So being Filipino helped me cultivate my sense of collectiveness, and being Filipino American helped me cultivate my sense of identity and independence and freedom from the Filipino diaspora, just because I think that's healthy, because there is definitely some things within the Filipino diaspora which is problematic, especially colorism. Like those are some things that like you can kind of like see from a distance. So if you're ingrained within the Filipino culture, that's like being dark skinned and all that shit is still like talked about, and there's like a sense of like ignorance just because there's not a difference in view. But me living in both worlds, I can both respect the Philippines from where it's came from, and understand that that's like some colonial type shit that we have to break, but also being like because I was like groomed in America too, and to know about like the history of the Philippines from a distance in a way, and see kind of like that the Philippines is also not a perfect place too. So integrating it both together definitely like help cultivate my own sense of identity, because I'm proud to be both Filipino and American in different senses, and also together. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Josh is happy.
Yeah. I love it. You know the only thing we didn't talk about is just my dancing.
Oh yeah.
And my art.
Yeah. He's actually a really good dancer for
thank you.
The arts and what was it at work? Arts and
it was a talent show.
Yeah, arts and talent show.
The talent show, Lamau. Yeah, I like.
This guy just killed it, dude.
Like honestly, like I've danced since I was 12. It was the intention for it was definitely very like superficial and very like young. Like I wanted to like get noticed, and I wanted to like identify myself with something that people thought was cool, so then I would be cool. Yeah. Like, but I mean, and like to pick up chicks, whatever. But like it grew.
Yeah.
He just throws it in the.
That's real though.
Like that's how I did. I danced, and I also played basketball. I also played like every sport that I could.
Yeah.
Just because that could be that guy that's like, oh, it's very athletic, but it's also very artistic.
I know. No. Yeah. The thing about Filipino culture is so interesting. It's like I think we're very proud about like our expressiveness as a culture, and just like our appreciations for the arts, even though like our parents don't necessarily want us to go into that field because it's a little unstable, they say. But we
pretty
definitely
sure they're right.
Oh yeah.
See, my God. So here's my opinion. By the way, my opinion. Sorry, I'm trying to formulate this. My opinion is I feel like our Filipino elders should know that Filipinos and Filipino Americans, Filipinos in America have more resources to make a sustainable income with things within the arts spaces and not just within medical fields. So, parents, if you're listening to this, oh my God, my heart is burning for this opinion. You fucking let your kids like groom them to like hone their passion, not just like because being a nurse and everything is such a it's so like systemized, and it's very developed like type of like structured industry that like as I can see where our parents are coming from, like, oh, just be stable.
It's protective.
They came from nothing type shit, and now they just want to keep what they have like type shit right now too. But so they worked hard for that, but being in America, there's a lot more resources for a lot of things. Like it'd be kind of like harder to like really like stabilize yourself as an artist within the Philippines. But here in America, especially in this day and age, you can definitely sustain yourself as an artist. Like the success rate of that is higher here now. So parents, if your kid really wants to go to music or do dance, there's ways to do that. I hope like our elders. YouTube. Yeah, I hope our elders kind of like see that and not be so traditionalistic. Yeah. You know, in a way.
So true.
Not saying that those fields that we're naturally talented in those fields, because we are. We are though. Filipinos are so like
you can literally drop dead at a debut and you'd still be saved by CPR because of like, the amount of Filipino.
You know how many Filipinos know CPR, bro?
Oh my God.
You come out the womb with a certification.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh my God.
I think it's because like moms and dads know how to take care of the family very well.
Yeah.
That like we kind of like we kind of like know how to do that naturally as a service.
Yeah. Like helping profession.
Yeah, but also there's like historical context towards that too, with like World War II and everything. So yeah, dancing.
Yeah.
Like so
back to that.
So I have such a strong opinion on that because so that was a segue. So my main point is that within my family setting, I hope my role is to kind of like show not just my immediate family, but also kind of like my extended and relative families, especially like my nephews and like the younger generation within my family, to pursue more creative things. I mean, if they want to like do the medical fields, whatever, but like at the point or the chance that they want to do something expressive as a career, or find something that they're very passionate about, or blah blah blah. I hope that I'm the one that kind of like inspires or maybe changes someone's mindset about pursuing that career. And also, like, I love being in the mental health space as a Filipino, just because there are a lot of like ignorance around mental health within the mental health. Yeah, it's very stigmatized. It's such a very like crazy people dialogue, not like our understanding.
It's never a conversation it's never a conversation that it's the last conversation that you should be having.
Yeah, it's always kind of like treated with kind of like a tense type of energy, where like being at the workplace that we're at right now, I can talk about emotions like nothing. Like I can let someone cry without having to kind of like kind of take that in myself, or like feel like the situation is awkward. Yeah. And I feel like I've always been like that, honestly, and that's definitely like at least something I want to like teach like my household, hopefully, and like groom towards even my own kids, kind of like grow from that, because that's like some generational trauma shit that like Filipinos like grow from, or like not grow from, but like that we have
that they inherit,
and shit.
I mean, it's just it's passed down, that sort of thing. So
yeah,
that's so true.
It's so funny though, because like our teleseries are like so dramatic.
I know, honestly, I was watching one the other night when I was back home, and I was
like telenovelas, bro. Like dramatic,
so fucking annoying. Honestly,
I've never seen it.
You've never seen one? Good, because
alam mo kaya.
Yeah, I'm more about the rom-com shit. You know, the lighthearted stuff. But
yeah,
man.
No, Filipinos are so emotional.
But they don't like to express it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like, we're emotional, but we don't.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think it also stems from just kind of like wanting to be good, like you chilling. Like the emotional resiliency is a very important thing, but it is not the only facet of emotion.
Yeah,
there's so many other things.
Filipinos think that that's the only emotional emotional resiliency is like the only aspect that should be.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Filipino children just like, I think like just rambunctious too. I feel it needs a lot of like assertive is healthy, but sometimes like Filipino parents more are so in like the aggressive type of like, hey, get back here type of thing. So like, and that's like generational trauma shit, yo. I'm just laying out the receipts, drinking my tea. Yeah, we were talking about Dan
with his hot white chocolate macchiato that I fucked up with.
Upside down. What is
it? I forgot to say ice.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
What's the name of the drink?
My dad taught me this drink. It's ice grande white chocolate mocha macchiato in soy upside down, but it wasn't ice. It's just latte, so it's hot. But I don't mind.
Okay,
I don't mind.
Good. Sorry about that, bro.
that's 4 stars. Messed up the ice.
Dude, I remember fucking one time when I told kind of like my family sheepishly about like me wanting to pursue dance. Oh my god, the shutdown I got. Oh, that shit hurted. Like, oh man. And like pursuing that shit right now, I really like I think one of like the things that lights my ass on fire about this shit is that like I want to prove to my family, or I guess like anybody in like my immediate family or like my relatives, like so bad that like this music thing can work.
It can work.
Like it could work.
Yeah.
It's just to prove that it could, like it's just sustainable. Like and plus it like helps feed my soul. Like it also like helps feed my soul too. Like yeah. Because my family is actually so very talented. My dad got so good at guitar that he could like back then he could just like like listen to something, and like just like, oh yeah, this is like how you would like play the guitar.
My dad was so good at guitar.
So
like, he would
fucking wild.
Like his idol was the Beatles, and he would just, I would literally just play something on piano for him, and he would just like follow it real quick. And I was like, oh my God, how are you doing this? Because like it would take a little bit of time for me to learn. Like I eventually got to that point too with the piano, but like me trying to learn the guitar, like he tried to teach me. Well, at the same time, that goes to show, don't let your family teachers don't let your family be your like actual teachers, because shit.
Yeah,
I know.
Hits the fan. Like my dad and I had so many arguments, but that's so true.
Yeah.
Like they just have this hidden talent, and they, you know, our parents have hidden talents like these where it's just like it's cool to see.
It's so interesting. Filipinos, I think that like for some reason a good amount of Filipinos are just like blessed artistically.
Yeah.
That aren't like we're not like grooming that shit.
Yeah, because societally our ancestors and our generations before us it wasn't respected. Why are you laughing?
Just something I don't want to say at the podcast.
Oh, Jesus.
Go ahead.
Can you just text it to us?
I'll text it to you, but go ahead.
Okay.
Oh my God, what is this boy about to say?
Nothing, because I'm not going to say it.
That's about Filipinos, huh? You piece of shit.
Yeah, it is.
Bitch.
But it's a good thing.
Say it here then. You're not down.
Go ahead. What was the story?
I don't know.
What about the hidden talents?
Oh, yeah. It's just like, it's so frustrating sometimes just because like, dude, Filipinos are so, I mean like,
ooh, the AC kick. The AC kicked
in.
It's
nice now.
I've been waiting for it to kick in.
Honestly, if somebody...
Because I was hot earlier.
It is hot. No, it is nice now. No, yeah, I definitely encourage all my Filipinos out there that are you know interested in the arts to like, you know, I mean, if you want to make a career for sure, but like definitely express yourself.
Yeah,
well,
it's so wild.
It's honestly
so many Filipinos.
That's why.
Right. I respect it even more because it's a passion for them. It's their driving passion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not a routine work anymore. It's an entrepreneurship, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Like it's something like our parents always taught us to work hard, get good grades, everything like that. We did that shit. Okay, so I feel like Filipino parents at least, they told us to get good grades, I don't care if you got the good grades or not, like if that sort of thing. However, if your parents are shitting on you or are just like not being very supportive of the fact that you want to pursue anything in the arts or something that's out of the norm, that's unorthodox with what our culture has to tell us.
Yeah.
Go power to you, because you're able to still apply whatever you learned in your childhood, whatever your parents tried to instill in you, to what you're doing now. It's just a little bit different, and it's something that your parents aren't used to. So just think of it like that, because it's not per se gonna be a bad thing. Like if you're passionate enough, then you'll be able to make something out of it.
Always. Bars.
That's true.
Bars.
Well, that's what I'm doing
Snaps.
the podcast for.
Yeah.
It's something different. It's
like a creative outlet.
Yeah, it's a creative outlet. It's where we could just. There's the difference between like, let's say I have a group chat,
right,
and we're just texting, memeing, whatever.
Yeah.
This is more of a. It's like interactive.
Yeah.
It's bonding. It's human interaction. Actual human. I'm having eye contact with you.
Yeah.
I'm having eye contact with the other Josh.
Yeah.
It's what humans supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought about it, because I love talking to people.
Yeah. I fucking love talking to people. Yo. That's why
some of our coworkers were like, "Who are you having in your podcast?" Like, "Oh, Josh is coming." He's like, "Oh yeah, you two could talk about anything for hours."
Hell yeah, dude. I don't know. I think. Well, yeah. You just have to ask me questions. Like I think like. I guess I feel like I'm a very opinionated person in my head. Like, I definitely like feel in the virtue of like, if it doesn't need to be said, then it doesn't need to be said. But like, if someone fucking asks me, bro, I'll fucking go off. Yeah, I'll go off.
See, I'm the opposite. Like, I don't have my like strong opinions. Like, I'm pretty open and am able to listen.
Oh yeah,
more
definitely.
To more like people's opinions. But I very much welcome it. Just because I like being able to see what's out there, and then formulating a discussion on that rather than like actually like giving my own opinion. Just because personally, I'm not really comfortable with giving my own opinion sometimes, but I love it when people give me their opinions.
Yeah.
Just because it's something that I can like
take in and like it's
generate. You know.
I think it also comes from a sense of like interest and respect, like, and also it's also very humbling to like like hear the other person talk, even if like you like don't necessarily agree with them, and like hear what they have to say, and then like apply it to like your own, and kind of like see from another side. It's mental flexibility.
Oh,
mental flexibility. You know,
we got those psych degrees.
Yes, you know.
That's what a degree from UCLA gets you.
Gets you right.
from Gonzaga and from Cal State LA, you get me and Fidel.
Honestly, I feel like being in psychology, like I don't tell people this too often, but like I like to like low-key play dumb a lot. Just like
I do that too sometimes.
So people don't like think of like anything, but like I can like really track people's behaviors.
I can recognize patterns like that.
Oh like yeah. I don't say it because like people get kind of like put off when you kind of like
oh, I'm a psychologist.
Yeah, like show it.
And then they start making you their personal therapist, and that's something that I also want to break down. It's like a psychology major.
Don't do that.
You don't. Please don't use me as your personal therapist. I'm not a therapist. I want to be anywhere. I want to be anywhere but therapy. And if you listen to the last podcast,
oh gosh,
I went off for about 20 minutes on how much I hate therapy classes at Pepperdine.
it wasn't even an us podcast. For those 20 minutes,
it was just him. Just God fucking damn it!
He just kept talking. I was just sitting there.
You were on your phone, like, yeah, bro. Okay.
No, I wasn't on my phone. I was having eye contact with him, but I would just like shift my body because we were in the floor. It was very Japanese. That's the style here. He was just going on, and I was like, okay, this is very cool for him. This is what I wanted for the podcast, where we could just be two dudes talking, and sometimes we'll have another person like you, and just talk and just something in our
with
culture.
Wings.
Yeah, with wings. Next time we'll get wings.
We'll get the wings. We'll get the wings.
If you need like a guest in 10th episode again, and
come back,
there's wings. Hell yeah.
Wingstop it is.
Wingstop. We're trying to do this once a week. Like either a Friday or Saturday. Maybe after.
Okay.
But that's
our
one thing.
wings.
Yeah. It's just I don't like telling people I'm a psych major. Because of the same thing. Like last time I had to go to campus and I was super lazy. I was
people really like be coming up to guests and like just spilling their guts to you.
Depends where I'm at. Like I have a few scenarios.
You also have a few friends that treat you like their therapist.
Yeah, and that's annoying because I actually vent sometimes to this.
That's because they're in the same program as him.
No, they're in the same. Either they're in the same program or they're just friends from back home. And by home I mean like my city, because I'm an LA boy and we're in LA. Well, right now we're in the Valley, but they literally would call me and have 2-hour conversations, and it's just fine. But sometimes it gets a little too much. Where I tell Josh, and Josh knows he recognizes patterns rapidly, like he just previously said, and he knows when 99% of the time I'm always having a good day. But that one time, that 1% when I'm not, he catches it in a second. Like he just knows my mood or my tone of voice. He'll just catch. He's like, "What's wrong?" That fast, and I'm like, "Bro, what do you mean?" Like, he's like, "Talk to me," and I was like, "Fine."
I think Filipinos are just like very just sensitive, not like in a bad way, but like sensitive. Like we just pick up things.
Like he surprises me because I'm very internal. Like most of the time, I'm 99% of the time, I'm very happy. I'm enjoying my life. But sometimes I have bad moments.
Of course, you're human.
I'm human. So sometimes like I'm tired of work and school and. Not saying that parenting is a burden, but it's exhausting. I'm still
definitely
eliminating energy. He's right here.
You check and see if your son
we have Fidel's son over here, by the way.
You check and see if your son has headphones on.
He has his headphones on.
He's like, oh shit.
And then he's like,
made sure first.
No, I saw him through
I
the
can't wait to
peripheral.
have kids, by the way.
But that's another. We'll talk about that right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll
Can I pee first and then talk about that?
Yeah, go pee.
Oh yeah.
Down the hall to the right.
I've been needing to pee too. I'm just like,
well, we'll switch it right now. But like I was telling you, Josh, I do have friends that use me.
You have friends?
No, that use me as a therapist. But like I'll retell the story right now. But it's cool. Like I enjoy it. But sometimes I told one of my friends that a lot of people call me when they have bad days. Like who do I call when I have a bad day? So it's hard to find that person.
And like any therapist out there or any psychologist out there can say that, oh, you just need to go see your own like counselor. And it's just like that dynamic, that relationship is just a little bit too weird. So at that point, like, and people are always saying how they should keep their professional and personal life separate. And I like to think that school is also a part of your professional life.
Oh yeah, of course.
Even though you're paying fuck ton of money for it, and you're not getting paid for jack shit. You know, it's an investment that you're making into your professional
80
life.
grand for a degree.
Exactly. And so how I just don't, you know, and this is my opinion, obviously, and obviously I just said that, like, I don't really like to share my own opinions, but this is my opinion. I feel very strongly on it. And, it, you know, using a psychology major or, you know, a dubbed psychologist per se with a regular bachelor's degree as your own personal therapist just to be able to talk to someone, that's totally fine. But if you're also friends, there's a fine line between the relationship that you have with them as a friend that you can confide in.
That's true.
And then someone that you're using because they have the so-called education to be able to back everything up for you.
Yeah.
And that's the fine line that I feel that that people don't really understand or they take advantage of.
Oh, I think they take advantage of it. I think they take advantage of it. At some point, I have some friends that haven't so far, but there is, I think, 2 of them that have taken advantage.
The king is back.
What's up? Are you gonna go to the restroom, Josh? Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
No, we were talking about how like there's like mutual, like separating work and personal life.
Yeah.
But then sometimes being a psych major and someone like Josh that has a bachelor's in psych, but his master's is in master's in psychology, which is the broader concept of it. He's going into IO. And then there's me that's a MFT.
Yeah, that's a y'all, come on, listeners. It's definitely don't ever think like, oh, psychology major, like therapist.
Yeah.
You would never think like, oh, biology major, I mean, like, yes, maybe.
Yeah. Plants.
Yeah. Or no, like more so like doc like if someone like is in a biology program, they're like, oh, you're going to do pre-med, but like, maybe. Yeah. There's so many different like facets of like psychology. And I could see why people would say therapist, but to like to ask it because that's generally the thing is one thing, and like just assuming already is another thing. Yeah.
Well, what we were going about is the boundaries, how separating your personal life from your workplace. But it's kind of hard when your your work life is kind of helping people survive their personal life. So you have
that's so interesting.
Yeah. So you have friends.
That's interesting.
You have friends that kind of would take advantage of that. And we're discussing that because I have some friends that do that. He said he has some friends that do that. And we're at the point where it's no longer a friendship. It's one person just calling the other person to help them out. It's not even more of a mutual friendship like us, right? We have a work relationship.
Like there's reciprocity. Yeah. I think that's the word, reciprocity. I feel like I've made up so many words in this podcast already. There's probably some words that's not in the fucking dictionary. Sorry, guys. Reciprocity is a word, by the way. Just saying. But go ahead.
But our words are made up. We just gave them definitions. If you
bars, facts, bars.
Josh, I was gonna say Filipino Josh, but both of you guys are Filipino.
Bro,
Josh.
what the fuck, Philly? We
hometown Josh.
Yeah, hometown Josh. I'm
no
Kile.
No disrespect to my friends that call me. I'm just saying like it's dope. But I like that the concept of trustworthiness that hey, I could call you when I'm down and you confide in me as a person. And I think that's what people are missing is the human interaction where you care about me as a person. Yeah. And then vice versa. Yeah. Type of thing. Despite of the degree, like you could be any degree, as long as you're just there and have empathy and listen to the person, I think it will be a good back and forth.
You know, like honestly, I feel like I'm privileged enough to say that no one's ever like took advantage of like that. Because like I feel like I'm naturally good. I think the reason why I'm so good at the job I have now is because like I'm like naturally inclined to have those skill sets that are needed with our job, which is like interpersonal skills and like active listening and like genuine interest. And that's where the intention for it, to hear other people's problems. So yeah, I've actually never like kind of like experienced like someone that taken advantage of me. That's wild.
Like your emotional part, right? Because I don't think I've been taken advantage. I just feel like there's a lot of leaning on. And then my comeback is like, I'm a funny guy. I've gotten a lot of...
I guess.
All right. So subjectively. there's like...
Toot your horn, bro.
No, that's right. There's these people... I get text messages from friends, which I love that keep doing it, dudes. Yeah. That text me, I'm having a bad day, make me laugh. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm at work. Like, what do you mean?
Which I will text back when I can text back. Yeah.
No, so sometimes I'll be like, so because of that, it's happened so many times. I literally have like memes on deck.
Oh,
where I just send people.
Yeah. You have a
meme bank.
Yeah, meme bank.
An armory.
Yeah,
your artillery.
You have a vault of memes.
Yeah, so sometimes I have like little funny things where I'll just send to people, and it's like a simple meme.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll share a funny story that it just happened to me that I remembered.
Uh-huh.
So things like that are really cool. Like I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes it's like, hey, I'm having a bad day, make me laugh. Like then I think, who would I do that to?
Right.
Like,
oh, I mean, like, hopefully, like, that's so disheartening to hear. Hopefully, they don't ask it like that because that's so fucking, like, demanding.
I think they do.
I'm having a bad day. Make me laugh. I'm like, you fucking make yourself laugh.
What are you trying to do? Like, put in like a help desk ticket to me or something? Like, give me oh my gosh.
You want a CBT response?
Really? Is that like the plight of psychology majors? Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. Damn, that sucks, dude.
No, it's fine. It's just sometimes like I always think I'm always willing to.
Okay, Fidel's still a genuine person.
No.
You know, like I just wanted to put that out there because
thank
you literally just said like I just literally have a meme bank or like I just literally have memes like on the go, and you know he still has a heart. It's just that you know sometimes like he doesn't have the time to be able to you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I try not to make myself feel bad about like any of that. Like.
Oh yeah.
Like. At all.
No, my concern is who would I reach out to if I'm having a bad day? Usually it's to myself.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. Like sometimes I feel like, actually, I feel like that's why sometimes I do feel like let's get a little dark, folks. Like I do feel like a little lonely just because like when I do like have like those bad days, I don't know anyone that necessarily like have like I want to talk to somebody that I know can process my thoughts without having me to feel judgmental. That's what a therapist. Yeah.
Exactly. There we go.
Yeah, that is literally what I need. I need a therapist.
But what people are trying to avoid is paying the $160 an hour.
I know, but it's like, and see that's the thing. And they see you as like a friend, like you know, like a friend that knows how to cut hair. You're just like, oh, let me like cut hair, like let me go to that person now, right?
Yes, so
that's what the basis of the relationship is now. Okay, like I can see why people are attracted to like psychology majors and then like treating them like a therapist because they know that they'll understand without having to like be so judgmental or whatever. And it's our.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, but then you start telling them like, oh, I'm not a psychologist or whatever. Like, you start telling you actually give them like evidence-based like
advice
or anything like that, and it's just like, oh my god, like stop acting like a psych major, and you're just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do then? Like, what are you telling me to do? I don't want to give you false information to the point that where you go out and like you feel feel very bad about yourself, but at the same time, like I don't know how much I can tell you because you're probably gonna think I'm a whole load of bullshit.
Yeah, the hard part. The
hard part about us.
Yeah, the hard part sometimes like when like friends come up to you knowing like your skill of like active listening and all that stuff is that because part of therapy is the healing process but also the growth process. So sometimes you like there's just some things that like some things that like are gonna feel like it's attacking but it's not more so but it's just to like show it's like the mirror.
Yeah, it's like to show the real side.
Yeah. And like that's why like I more like listen, like I do more that's than like having to like say shit because like I know that like people I don't necessarily think like people would like understand.
Yeah. And that's how I knew that I'm not fit to be like a clinical psychologist or a therapist because I can listen. Yeah, I'll listen pretty well. But when it comes to giving you advice, I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
Well, therapy is not advice.
Sorry, not advice.
But counseling, like strategies.
When it comes to being able to discuss and find puzzles and like solve the.
Well, the majority of it is like, let's say CBT. It's more of there's a situation, you're thinking about it, and it's changing your thought on that concept.
Yeah.
And because we're not talking about anything in particular, so I'm doing it as broad as possible. So it's more not of advice, it's me kind of like helping you see your abilities.
Because the thing about like reflecting information to another person is that like you have to do like that, like to really pinpoint, like sometimes even like the smallest things. It's like sometimes like negative headspaces come from like little T trauma shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I'm actually a big advocate of people say, "Oh, I feel bad and I can't change it." I believe you have the mental strength.
Oh yeah, that's a very
change it.
No, that's definitely
Yeah.
I follow that type of like way of thinking. It's a very stoic philosophy. If like I think that
No, I know not everybody could do it.
Yeah.
Because I know there's like a lot of self introspecting or like retrospecting in yourself, and not many people could like look at themselves in the mirror and per se and say, "Hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? Why are we so down?" But you're just talking to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror.
Right. To do like that deep work.
Yeah.
That deep work.
Because I do it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I know it's hard.
It's hard.
And it took me a while to get there.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people are like, what was that? We learned this in our group therapy. With Diddy, wasn't it? She was just like,
did I learn it?
She was like, well, I learned it because I love that class. And she was like, there's some people that haven't seen themselves in the mirror for years just because they can't see what they can't grasp the concept of what they see in the mirror.
Yeah, to the point where it's physically, they cannot see.
They cannot see themselves.
Yeah.
So they avoid mirrors.
That's so crazy because like that ass, I still see the same little like fucking like rambunctious ass like teenager like within this body, but maybe it's because like my body hasn't like changed too much. I think what I'm going from is that like I've learned to like accept a lot about myself and then like grow to like have love and compassion and understanding in mind. That's why I feel like I look so fucking young right now. I look like 18. I guess what I'm trying to say is that like for anybody out there that
you look young though. You do look young.
Oh, thank you. For anybody out there that thinks that
I'm Filipino too.
You're young too. Both of you guys are baby faces. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest one here.
How old are you?
Am I the youngest?
Yeah, you're the youngest. Because you're 25.
I'm 25.
Oh, yeah, I'm 23.
He's 23.
Dang.
Yeah.
24 in a
It's
week.
because I'm also short, y'all. I'm like, I went to the
You're like
doctors.
4'11", right?
Dude, fuck you.
Oh, damn.
He's right. I beat that height. No, I went to the doctors and my heart broke. He said 5'5" 3/4. I'm just like, can you just say 5'6"?
5'6", fuck you. I'm a scientist. I only respect the data, not you.
I know.
In math, we round up.
I know. So I'm 5'6". No, but honestly, if I was a little bit taller.
What is your 5'5" 3/4?
Yeah.
Well, you wear shoes.
Damn, did you really have to just reiterate that again?
No, I got it. You know, when I was doing it, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna grow anymore. And I was like, I like talked to myself. I was like, now I can either feel really bad about this or not give a fuck.
Not give a fuck.
What did you do?
You should do what
preferred apathy, folks. I feel like that's a phrase I'm trying to like make
Coin.
up is preferred apathy. Like you know, apathy, like kind of like I don't give a fuck, but like I give a fuck a lot about a lot of things. But for the things that I shouldn't give a fuck, I hard I don't give a fuck. Like I try to like keep the headspace. Like what like people think about you at the end of the day, like maybe at the moment's glance it'll help you help you kind of reflect and think about like maybe some things that your action what that felt like to others, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, I'm like hard, like I don't give a fuck. Because also like I kind of put again love and compassion and understanding at the forefront of my actions, though sometimes maybe it doesn't like express like that. But whatever people think about me, at the end of the day, life's too short.
That's
like
true.
I don't like you should not necessarily give too much fucks. Too much. You can care.
You can care, but not
give
a fuck.
Yeah. You can DBT. You can two thoughts at the same time. Right? Aren't I right? Aren't I right? That's right. That's right. Holding two thoughts at the same time in the same space without it conflicting each other.
Imagine how crazy someone would go incorporating everybody's opinion about your. Like,
I know, right?
You would go in, especially now where
it's so unstable.
Interconnected.
Yeah, it's such an unstable type of mindset just because like everybody has, even you right now is different from you.
Like a
few, not even fucking
seconds,
like seconds, milliseconds. Like you're so different from who you were at that point and in the future too.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like everyone's like in their own confirmation bias. But what are we talking about again?
Oops.
We were talking about a lot of stuff.
Because I was gonna say psychology, right. Therapy,
psychology majors, therapy. Yeah.
Well, this is where I intention to go with it, but we just ramble. But this is what's dope because this is natural conversation.
This is it.
This is what
we keep saying.
Wings and Things.
This is Wings and Things, and why we started.
You know, this is interpersonal skills at the fucking peak of
at the peak of its existence.
Well, yes, because every time. Because I started this conversation with there's a few times I've gone to Pepperdine from my house.
Yeah.
And I wanted to Uber it because I know I was going to have a long day and I just went on study up my way over there. That's like 35-minute drive, no traffic. That's like for me, that's 35 minutes of studying. And then on my way back, I usually take a nap if I'm exhausted. So these are when I had Saturday classes. And
oh God.
I remember sending you pictures, huh?
You sent me pictures. You sent me the syllabus of that.
Oh class. Yeah, the syllabus. It was a Saturday class. It was an 8-hour class.
What was
on Saturday?
What?
Oh yeah. There was a huge penis in the projector.
Llama psychology and penises are.
And I sent it to him.
Coffee and creamer.
He's like, why is there a huge dick in the projector? And it's like, sex therapy.
Dude, someone drew a fucking dick in my binder at work. Bro,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking find who did it because like I was in.
Sounds like I can't say his name, but
okay.
I'll text you later. We'll talk about this after, but I think I know who it is.
God, motherfucker! I've been trying to like
GV1.
GV1.
I think it's him.
No, it was my binder was like over at the ops office for like the weekend, and then I could like I left my binder there on accident, and then when I got it on Monday, I was like, I know where my binder is. I'm gonna go get it. Going through the day, I end up in this one meeting and I was like flipping through my notes and oh my God, there was a big dick right there. How dare they?
I think I know who it is. Not who I thought it was.
I was like right next to like one of like the APDs. The way I opened that shit, I was like, the way
Josh said that there was a big dick.
And I thought it was like one of the.
I didn't know they made him that. I didn't know they made him that big.
I immediately texted one of our coworkers and I was like, I know it's fucking you. And she was like, and they were like, and they were like, it's not me. And I was like, maybe that's true because it wasn't like nicely drawn and they like draw like super nice.
Oh, okay, I know.
Yeah. And so, anyways.
Well, we're going back to my story, Josh.
About penises. Yes.
I was going to class on an Uber.
Yeah.
And the guy happened to be Latino, Mexican dude. And he told me, where are you going? You're going. He saw the thing. He goes, I'm going to school right now. I have class.
Yeah.
And actually, it was a rainy day. That's why I didn't want to drive either. Not because I'm scared of the rain. It's just I didn't feel like it.
Pussy.
Probably. And then
most likely.
And then I was chilling, and then he's like, what do you study? And then there it goes. So I was like, psychology.
Yeah.
He's like, so you like working with crazy people?
Oh my God, yeah.
Man,
you told me this.
I told you that. I told you that.
Folks, if you ever want to piss off just like anybody in the mental health industry, lead in with that.
Yeah.
Lead in with that.
Oh my God.
That same dialogue.
I had the same experience too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was so funny because I was on my way.
You're crazy.
Exactly.
We're all crazy.
Yeah.
I was on my way to like a psych convention I was on my way to APA, like the APA conference in San Francisco, and I was in an Uber.
Calm
down. They were just like, well.
No, I know. It's cool.
But I had a similar experience where the Uber was just like the guy, my driver was just like, like this, and then he started like putting out theories and shit that I didn't even know about, and he was like, you heard of this? And I was like, I was like, sure, yeah. And he was like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, we all know everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, like, bro, stop. Like, that's too way above my head. Like, I'm sorry, like, I can't. Yeah, never lead in with that. Never leading with that.
It literally is a tunnel vision field.
Yeah.
No one thinks about psychology with business.
Everything else.
Human behavior, which is the actual definition. Study of human behavior.
It's just human behavior. You know how many fucking like business people actually have psychology degrees? Because or like
me.
Which he's gonna hire me as soon as he gets a job.
Like psychology is
he's like, I'll pass.
There's so many it's multifaceted type of science.
It's like a what is it? A Swiss knife? What's that thing called?
A Swiss knife.
Yeah. Where it's like multiple uses. Yeah. It has a bottle opener, a cork.
I'm telling you, dude, like the mental health industry is like honestly, it's gonna be I think it's already a very lucrative, it's like a secretly lucrative business that I think hopefully in the future a lot of the money coming in will be dispersed out to the like paraprofessionals that work there and compensate them accordingly.
Yeah, that's so true.
Because man, it is a difficult, like the usual conception that people think about when they think about psychology is like the mental health field, but there's different types of like fields you can go into.
There's different types of fields of behavioral health and mental health to begin with. Like,
because there's the let's put in this term, like the grunts, like the Marines of mental health field. They're the ones in the dirt, in the trenches, dealing with ABA, dealing with what is, I forgot what ABA stands for, but
applied behavioral.
Applied behavioral. So there's those people that deal with like autism, and that, like I mentioned earlier, there's the different spectrums. It's really hard.
Yeah,
you have to be extremely patient.
Yeah,
and you can't be triggered easily because they're gonna say fucked up things.
No, I know
that they'll call you out like, oh, you think you look cute with that shirt, or you know you're fat. Like I've had that sentence told to me by an autistic person. They're like, Fidel, they're like, you're fat right now. I was like, yeah, I've noticed that. Like what are you talking about?
Deathly, like brutally honest.
Yeah, they're just with no eye contact.
That shit because it's not personal. You're like you're trying to take care of him, trying to like help him like wipe their mouth and like tears come out your eyes. Like
no, you're trying to like you're trying to help them like budget their money.
I know.
You're just right there like, oh, you shouldn't spend on this. Like, oh yeah, you're fat though, right? Yeah. I have feelings too, right?
Yeah, a lot of people think like in the mental health industry there's like not much to do, but there's like a whole wider spectrum. And also I feel like there's such a within the therapeutic fields of mental health, I think there's a lot of stigma around it just because like just people don't understand it. Like I think a lot of people don't want to admit to, because like we know you cool, Josh.
You're right, Josh. Getting some water. Yeah, he's getting some water, guys.
Okay.
He hasn't. We're not choking him here.
So I think, where was I leading with this thought?
There's a lot of stigmas in mental health.
Yeah, I think like the notion of mental health is such a new notion now because it's like the same thing as just like preventative healthcare. Mm-hmm. Like it's like preventative mental health care. Like what we're doing in our field of work for like our clients is like, okay, they have these. They already kind of like have it. So like I guess like we're giving them the tools to cope.
Yeah, and better themselves. Yeah,
and better themselves. But like,
you're right, Josh.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
You don't need some like essential oils or anything.
Yeah. You need some Vicks.
You need some
Vicks. Vicks helps everything. That ass Vicks cures cancer. That should be their slogan. Vicks curing cancer since 1964.
Don't put it in a two-way ANOVA though.
I know, right? Patented.
Don't put it in a two-way ANOVA. That theory. No, yeah. But
no, okay. Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because I'm so tired of people like leading in with that bullshit like.
Oh, you work with crazies,
or like, oh, you work with crazy people. I'm like, bitch, it's a spectrum. Mm-hmm. First of all, like I had even like family members like ask me like talk to me about it and like lead in with that. And I mean, in a way, I know that they're like kind of like joking about it because like I know for a fact, like I have, I guess I feel like I have. I feel like I want to assume that they know that it's a spectrum, a multifaceted industry, but it's still kind of like it still does like show how much like there's still such a stigma with that shit, because it's like you don't like it's not like, oh, you're like not depressed or depressed, or like, oh, you're not manic, but you're it's like emotions run in a spectrum. It's in varying degrees, like, and a lot of the times the people that ask like, oh, fucking like crazy people, blah blah blah, y'all motherfuckers should probably have like some shit that you like discarding yourself. Like, it's like when the fitness fad came about back in the 70s and 80s, people were just like, oh, blah blah blah, people were fucking chain smoking and all that stuff. Like people were just so mad to change just like behavior towards physical health. And now we're like, mental health is kind of like going through like the same thing. Like people are just like, oh well, like that doesn't exist, I don't want to change because this doesn't exist. I'm like, bro, meditate, and also express your feelings, and also all this shit, like especially like within our culture too, especially like toxic masculinity like definitely perpetuates that, like, oh, I'm just gonna tough it and grin it. And there's nothing like this, especially like within spaces like the military, so hyper masculine and all that bullshit. Like they don't want to be like talking about this shit, or like don't want to like dismantle their ignorance about like emotions and shit, yo. Like, oh yeah, that's only for the crazy people. Like saying that you don't have fucking emotions. Like, it's so, you see how heated I get with this shit? It's bullshit, yo.
He was like me last time.
He was the same way, dude.
It's bullshit, yo. Like I challenge anybody like that want to like fucking tell me like I be working with crazy people. That
shit irritates me, bro.
That shit's, oh my god, so annoying to hear. Like, for real. Just because it just shows like such a level of ignorance. Because, man, I don't know.
Go off.
I think it's a lot of things. It's not
go off.
God damn. Oh, I'm gonna take a breath though. I'm gonna drink my coffee, sip my tea.
I think it's a lot of
Pretty
things.
Pretty soon he'll have no more tea left to spill.
Yeah.
No, I have a lot of tea to spill. Oh my god.
He's already sending us links for his Google Calendar. Saying I'm available these weeks.
Come catch me on site. We will talk about it.
Oh crap.
Did you just?
I disconnected my headset.
Fucking loser.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. No, but I was just talking about it just because.
Yeah.
It does rub me the wrong way sometimes.
Shit's whack, yo.
Sometimes it does. And I remember when I told my parents I was going into the psych field. Like, I remember like my dad, he's like very prideful. Like, you met my dad once.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk much. Like, he's straight, like, he's like facts. Like, he just
a matter of fact person.
Yeah, like he's just gonna tell you facts.
I appreciate those people.
Like, he doesn't have time to be like sit down and like, hey, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
He's just like, this is what we have to do today. I'll see you later, and that's it. Like, he just goes straight to the detail.
Short to the point.
Straight to the. Even when he calls you,
sure,
he just says, "I'll be there in 10 minutes. Be outside." And hangs up. Doesn't say bye. Doesn't say hi. He's straight facts, and he's always been like that.
Okay.
So I remember when I went and I told my parents, "Oh, well, I was in community college, and I used to be an econ major."
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do economics, maybe business, and go to the business route. Josh.
Funny now because you want to go into the business.
Yeah, I still want to go into business. I still want to go. I think I have great skills for the business world.
You do, bro. You do.
And I remember I told my parents, and my dad said he just said that's disappointing. He's like, what did I come to this country for? You could do nothing. And I said, I want to help people. I took an intro to psych, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I needed like 2-3 more econ classes to transfer.
Yeah.
So I had to do a whole bunch of psych classes. All those fucking algebra classes I took, nothing. I had to take stats now.
Yeah.
And it was literally, it added like a year and a half to my community college transfer. And he said, it's disappointing. Like, what are you going to do with crazy people? Now, he didn't say crazy, but I think he meant to like.
The implication was there.
Yeah, it was there where. What's the market for it? Like, you're just gonna do therapy?
Oh my god! Oh,
and
I'm seething already.
Because he was still mad.
I'm shivering because it's. I'm just kidding.
No. He was also mad because he wanted me to do business, but he wanted me to do like business law. So what's that?
Let me just say that.
Law?
Yeah, it's business law, right? Because I know there's like some other name for another type of law. But yeah, he wanted me to do business law because he's like, that's an honorable job, whatever. Because he has a business degree. So
I could like
no, yeah.
My level right now is
It's
like
to
I'm about to like
you're like a 9. You're like a 9.
I'm a tipping point. I'm like
You're there.
whistling right now. I got so much to say already. Yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, like he didn't talk to me for maybe like 5 months, 6 months, and it's fine. Now he doesn't talk about what I do a lot. Like the biggest thing when people ask him, like we were at a family Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was a few days ago.
Yeah.
He just tells people I'm a teaching assistant at Pepperdine. Like that's one thing he's very proud of. And the mental health thing, he doesn't really bring it up. Like, oh, he's going to school to be a therapist.
Yeah.
My mom does. She's very proud. She's like, oh, my son wants to help people better themselves. So that's like the different spectrum where my dad sees honor in being a lawyer.
Should we root ourselves back into hypermasculinity and toxic
I think you know what
it is a perfect example of it, right?
It is that, and also just a hyper capitalistic mentality.
Oh yeah, because the money. Because he told me, he's like, I want you to earn a lot of money and be happy, but there's only 2 tracks for that: medical school or law school.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
That is such a
Filipino in a life because like, oh my god.
Honestly, I'm not. This is not.
But that goes back to
this is not shitting. In all due respect, I feel like that's a. I feel like if also like anybody like told me this, I feel like it's a very ignorant way to see our system of finance in this country now. I'm sorry, that was so pretentious. It's like what I mean. What I mean is that again, there's so many avenues for money.
Yeah.
People make fucking bank
doing this
ASMR videos because this is the generation of content.
Yes. I mean, that's one big reason why I wanted a podcast. Not just because I wanted to have fun with my friends.
Yeah.
I wanted a second income, but that was my 4th reason.
Yeah.
Why I wanted a podcast.
Well, like yeah, this is just an example to my point. It's just like
I want to have fun with my friends.
Yeah, like it's business. Like
I still want to go to business.
I know, like business.
Josh, hire me.
Business is important.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Like honestly, business is important. But it's not the end all be all to success in in everything. You know, like what would happen if a businessman didn't know interpersonal skills? Where do you learn interpersonal skills? From psychology shit.
Yeah.
Like you know.
Actually, my Jasmine told me that. He's like, you could be a good businessman, have good skills.
Yeah.
And he said, but there's a lot of things that most people don't have. It's communication skills, public speaking skills.
Yeah.
You can learn any topic and it'll be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Depending on the topic, obviously.
But teaching it.
But teaching it or just interacting with people and being able to blend in or bond with anybody. And by the sense, I mean, if anybody means any person.
Yeah.
That is not an innate thing.
It's not. And it's a skill that either takes honing or I don't think you're born with it. I think it's a survival technique.
Survival of the fittest.
Skill that I learned because where I grew up, it was hard.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to adapt to the environment and mold it to benefit me.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he says, Jasmine, he's like, you have great communication skills, you have bonding skills, and I'm able to interact and also include anybody, no matter how different we are in age, economic status.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so that's I think that's where I think it's different. Where you can't teach that.
Yeah,
you can't.
You can't.
No, yeah,
I don't think so.
Like I guess that to observe it as like a science that you can like factually like, and because it's just all interpersonal skills, and I kind of put that under the umbrella of psychology because like you can't, but there is not a systemized version of it for us to like give out. I mean, usually when we meet people,
there's no evidence by it.
Yeah,
there by those means, but however, it's rooted in behavior.
Right.
It's rooted in interaction and behavior and like social cues, social skills, that sort of thing, and that's all comes from within the mind.
Oh yeah, emotional. So, like there's
like
a level of emotional intelligence for it. And I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. You guys familiar?
Yeah,
I'm not.
He's kind of like a tech mogul in social media.
He's very well versed.
Titan.
I like Gary V.
Yes, Gary V. I was listening to one of his talks, and there was a section about emotional intelligence, and that's actually the thing that's gonna like that's gonna be the one driving thing that'll like kind of like progress you farther than anybody else is within this industry, because our industries right now is like hyper skilled.
Yeah,
we're like we're so talented just as a generation. What's gonna help us like cut through all like the fat and like the saturation of skill. It's just emotional intelligence. That's the new skill.
That is
workplace, like knowing workplace dynamics, knowing how to work with people, and that's interpersonal skills, and like knowing how to gauge emotion, knowing how to have emotional resilience, and knowing how all this different stuff. Like all that comes from like psychology. So like for our elders as colored people, like as brown people, for them to like not see that as very important, it just kind of shows like how much even colonialism kind of like stunted them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
For
sure. Like if you look at and it's not, especially it's also a generational thing, like you said. It's just very. If you look at like a company now, being like from an IO perspective, there's a lot, like if you think about it, like a lot of, I'm assuming for most companies and for most organizations, a lot of upper level management is usually, it's probably most likely going to be baby boomers.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that are, they're the ones that are leading the whole entire field. However, the mindset of the assistants or the coordinators or like those kind of mid-tier associate levels are essentially going to be millennials. Like
that's right.
And so there's a fucking like wedge driven between those two.
Yep.
Because of the fact that baby boomers don't understand like the shift that's happening right now. It's a I don't want to say it's a pendulum, but it's a spectrum, and they're not falling they're not meeting us in the middle.
No.
And so a lot of people are still looking for job growth, or they're still looking for stability. Whereas me, like I don't know if I'm going to be in recruiting for like another like 5 years. Like I'm one that's all about change, and and so people need to. What am I trying to say here? Fuck me. Just be like, just learn more about it. Don't be so stubborn.
Just right. That's right.
Don't
be scared of the unknown type of thing. Traditional is boring for me. Sorry. Authenticity is great. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that point can go back to our conversation about like our elders not knowing like the mental health field.
Yes.
Like them being like, so like, because honestly, to give him some understanding, we're not too far from the lobotomies. That was what they grew up with in terms of like psychology, like mental health. It's like you're either quote unquote crazy or not.
Yeah, from a time frame perspective.
Yeah. We're not too far from that. So, but it is our like I feel like our generation took it upon ourselves to kind of like innovate that and be the driving force to destigmatize mental health, which is like that's one of like my missions is to destigmatize that part, because again, like I grew up people have troubles.
Everybody has troubles.
Everybody has troubles.
This one thing I always tell people is like, oh, you work with people with problems. Like, we all have problems.
Hell yeah.
Some of us just tend to ignore it. Some of us tend to better ourselves by it. Some of us are destroyed by them.
Yeah.
It's just your perception of the problem. We're all, I always say we're all scarred. Some of us ignore our scars. Other of us tend to hit the scars head on.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I'm pretty sure that's how you are. I can't speak for you, but I've known you long enough to comfortably say that you're not going to be belittled. Maybe you have bad days where you don't want to get out of bed. That's everybody.
Yeah. And when you say about like people have like scars, see like the only form
emotion or physical scars.
Yeah. Like the only kind of like form of like emotional intelligence that our older generations like are privy to like believing is just emotional resilience, not anything else.
Yeah.
Like which is great, but there's more to just emotional resilience. Like they want us to be tough and all that stuff, but there's ways to, like sometimes like you can't just say like someone has a broken leg and just tough it out. Like there's a form of self-care that comes from like healing from past experiences. Yeah, because like death of a family member or like that shit like definitely like scars our hearts in a way. I see therapy as I see therapy as this. I see therapy as using our minds to heal our souls, kind of thing.
I like that.
Yeah. That's true.
You know. I mean, like, and yes, there is like the physical component of like the mind and shit.
Well, that kind of gives me an image of how we were talking about earlier, where some of us can't see ourselves in the mirror. Yeah. You go to therapy and you kind of start off, when you a steamed mirror.
Yeah.
The therapist is the therapist is like, hypothetically speaking, holding that steamed mirror out of the shower. And it's they're teaching you how to wipe off the mirror. Little by little, you're gonna start seeing stuff by yourself.
Shout out to Headspace for that analogy. I love that analogy.
That's Headspace?
Yeah, that analogy is in Headspace about
really?
about how meditation just like day by day helps you just kind of like polish.
I literally thought I came up with that. I was just thinking about
shit
that.
Is real, yo.
Damn.
See, there's no connection.
Shot down right now.
Yeah, you just shut down my ego, bro. I thought I came up with that.
No. I'm like commending you for knowing that outside of like Headspace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know Headspace, and my ex-girlfriend used to always tell me I need Headspace. Yeah. And I told her I just need a space.
I love Headspace.
No, yeah, I've never used it, but literally when I see therapy, I see that. Like I see like the mirror just being held. It's a steamed mirror. Yeah. So apparently it's Headspace, the app. And I think if people need it, they should use it.
Right.
I heard it's good. I've never used it. And I know any kind of help is beneficial for the person.
Hell yeah.
But I think the most important thing is doing what you want to do. Is that drive. What makes you wake up in the morning and say, hell yeah, let's tackle this day. That's what I'm for. Like,
I feel that.
You can't be molded by your family. Yeah, they'll be helping you, but I get it. But at the end of the day, it's you doing this. It's you waking up. It's you being
authentic self. You waking up to be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Not so true.
But not everybody could do it, and I get it.
I think everybody should do it. I think everybody should always try to be to like be the most healthy, authentic version of themselves. And when I mean healthy, I mean like somebody who's mentally flexible. Like we're talking about mental health, right? Like mentally flexible, emotionally resilient, understanding. Like all of this constitutes a healthy mind.
Yeah.
Because I don't think humans evolved to be singular towards each other. Like we're not.
True.
That's true.
We're not. Yeah. We're a very social.
It's a very social. Yeah, we're social.
We've been social for generations.
I mean, we have a higher consciousness and awareness to that, but naturally we are social creatures.
Yeah. Well, look at the Neanderthals. What did they do? They camped. They had campfires. The men will go hunt. What would the women do? They'll take care of the babies. They'll socialize because they were safe in groups. They would stay circular in their little small, like, was it 20, 30 groups of people?
Yeah. That's a lot for one back then.
Yeah. But they were safe in numbers.
Yeah.
So when there was safety. They knew that men would go hunt. It's not sexist, it's facts.
Yeah.
And women would stay home taking care of the babies. Not just that. It's not even a belittling job. They're raising the kids. They're feeding the kids.
It was just facts.
Yeah. And they would communicate. They would socialize. Mm-hmm. They would go do whatever, but they would do it in groups because they were safe.
Yeah.
So we're naturally social creatures, but we're losing that now.
Yeah.
We're literally losing that.
It's so interesting. Yeah. We've become just a little bit less. There's always that like conversation about within this space is so paradoxical. Like this time period, it's like we're the most connected technically as we've ever been, but also the loneliest we ever felt.
Yeah, so true, bro.
I actually thought about that last time.
It's wild.
What? Oh, when you were talking?
Well, last time I was at school, I think like a week ago.
Oh.
No, but we were talking about that. But
no, I'm just kidding.
No, but I was like, I'm surrounded with friends, but I still feel lonely. Like I was just talking to myself in my own head.
Yeah.
I think you were there, and there was like 4 of us.
Yeah.
And I told myself like,
we were at school.
Yeah, I think we were at school. It
when
was.
This?
Oh no! I met you at school that day. It was during where we had the ELC the awards at the Grammy at the LA Live.
Mm-hmm.
I was my entire group.
Is that when?
Yeah, when I met you at the
outside
campus, with Laura. Yeah. So before that was maybe with 14, 16 of my friends and my son, and it was like a Pepperdine committee.
Yeah.
And it was end of the year. We were getting awards.
Yeah.
We went to have lunch.
Yeah.
All of us, and I had a blast. And but at that there was like a microsecond where I felt, hey, I'm surrounded by so many people that like me, that think a specific way about me, but I still feel alone. That moment was weird.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm next to my son having a great time.
Yeah.
He's talking to one of my friends about kid stuff. Like she was like relating to him so he could have a conversation with her, which is super nice.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know. I just felt alone that second.
Yeah.
And I said, why am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
And I kind of thought, maybe I haven't talked to myself lately.
That's
because I've been so busy.
That's so true.
And then
that's
I thought,
interesting.
And I even gave myself, hey, on your way home, you're gonna give yourself some time to talk to yourself, type of thing. Because I felt alone. I don't know.
I
It's just
hella do that.
you do that, right?
I hella do that. Yeah.
I sing to myself sometimes.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Like my mom sometimes says I'm crazy because she's like, I don't know what's wrong with you and your son. You guys just sing in the shower and so much. Like that's beautiful. It's just
that is a beautiful.
it's living life. And
Yeah.
then she's like, and I told her, who else does that? And she's like, oh, your dad does that. It's like, just let us be then.
Yeah,
we like to sing in the shower. It's horrible, but my dad does it.
That's horrible.
No, we sing horribly. He's like, we're not like artists. We're not artists, dude. We don't have no Filipino hidden powers like you guys do.
It's just in us.
It's just embedded.
My agimat yung dugo ko.
I know.
You guys are bonding now with your Filipino.
I know.
Yeah.
Always.
No, but I was just saying, like, just.
No, yeah, it's really interesting. What was like your first point? There was like something.
Oh,
that
it's just like what you said, being surrounded by so many people, but yet still feeling alone.
Yeah, it's so weird. Low key, when you were talking about how like you were just kind of like sitting there with, sitting there at the moment of like awareness of like your I think it's like a moment of awareness of like your individuality.
Mm-hmm.
But and like I know how that can make someone feel for sure, because you're just like, oh, I'm even if I do have like connections, I'm still just like living my own life, and like no one can see through my eyes except myself. And during those times, I feel like I should remind myself that even though I'm not like, I don't have a strong connection towards others, I have a basic connection with others all the time.
Yeah, that's good.
And that helps me, especially with interactions, because no matter how, I guess, shitty someone is, I like kind of like give them like a positive like space to come into my life somehow. But that's also pretty hard. But like,
it's hard, but you have to. I feel like to be okay with yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to be okay with just be by yourself, like, which is like the hardest thing. Like that's definitely,
that's hard for some. I know some people. I'm not gonna say their names, but I know some people that are like, I can't even go to the mall by myself.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can't eat in a restaurant by myself.
Really, I do that all the time. I do it every Monday. I go to I love Japanese food. I go to Kabuki right in front of campus.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I do it all the time. Every Monday is like people don't believe me when I say
that's
this.
Nice.
That I'm very introverted. There's a point where I'm obviously extremely extroverted. In a lot of scenarios where I have to be, or it's socially acceptable because I'll get the most gratification type of thing. Like you are, right? You're at work, you talk to everybody, you're doing your dance.
You gain energy.
Yeah, you gain energy. Yeah, there you go.
Introverts expend energy. Social.
So I have to have my own time. So there's a lot of times on Mondays. I don't work Mondays. Well, I do work Mondays, but I work from my computer.
Yeah.
So I don't have to be at a physical location.
Yeah.
My routine is drop off my son, go to the gym, work out, go to the sauna, 20 minutes, shower, change, and go have lunch by myself.
And that's my morning routine.
Yeah, that's my morning routine. No, for real. I'm a creature of habit. I have a friend that tells me I could kill you in 6 years because I know where you'll be on that Monday. Yeah.
Jesus, fuck. Oh my God, that's so dark. Holy shit.
I didn't take it as dark. I just took it as consistency.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. It's kind of dark. I just took it as, I'm consistent. He knows what I'm going to be doing in 6 years.
Yeah.
So I literally do that, and I like doing it. It's comfortable.
No, yeah. It's I think a level of isolation, not like in a sense of like you like for real trying to like isolate.
You barricade yourself.
Yeah, right. But like everyone needs that alone time, extrovert or introvert. Everyone needs that like true. Just that alone time for sure. And that's like a part of like self-care that I try to do too, like
yoga.
Yeah. But
yoga. We should all do yoga.
But back to our question though, what is driving that feeling of loneliness? I honestly think it like, I hate to say it and be that like, oh, it's our phones. I think a lot of it is a little bit of our phones.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think
there's something more though. Like the phones is one thing, but I feel like
over
yeah, like there has to be something else. I don't know. Anyone's figured it out because social media is just too superficial for me to really fake. Believe in that. You know?
Okay.
There's something in our minds that is, you know, I just don't know. Mm-hmm. I just don't. I agree that social media is like definitely a thing. Like like our phones, it's brought us to be only for ourselves, and it's to a point it'll be really unhealthy. Mm-hmm. There's something else there, you know?
Yeah, I think it's the interpersonal skills part. I feel like it's so hard to have a conversation with someone nowadays.
It's hard to, and the more, I don't know, like I don't find it like someone that you never met. Like, I mean, like you and I never met until now.
That's I mean, like, I guess.
And they're like good friends.
Maybe I take that back. Yeah, no, it's just weird. What is driving this sense of loneliness?
I don't think it's one thing driving it. I think it's multiple
things affecting it all at the same time. Yeah.
It's
that's such a psychology thing to say. Different factors.
Yeah, well, I think there's multiple factors.
The variables.
Yeah, how many variables do we have to measure?
I think there's a lot of. No, for real. I think there's a lot of variables going on at once.
Yep,
there has to be.
They're just piling up. I think it's social. This is because I've thought about this. I think it's social media.
Yeah.
I think it's phones. I think it's like apps. Just like now people don't cherish a relationship per se.
Yeah.
They're on those like quick apps. I don't know what they're called, but whatever.
As in dating apps?
Dating, like no,
dating
so
apps?
Tinder, Hinge.
Yeah, like no one's taking the time to
Hinge,
know
dude,
somebody.
what's up?
Yeah,
you have to share another Hinge or what's the other one?
I'm Hinge and Tinder and Bumble, but
what's another one?
Bumble.
I'm not.
I don't even know what those are.
I've only used Tinder and Hinge, and I gave up really
I've
quickly
used
on
neither.
both.
Same.
I'm old school. I get rejected.
Like right there.
In face contact.
Honestly, I should have more balls to do that because like. You know, no, yeah, but dating apps, social media, technology, the dating apps. I don't know what like.
That's just my input. I don't know.
And
I also think it's that. Well, I remember reading this study. My mentor at Cal State LA, he did his mentor came from UCLA. Is at UCLA. Wrote a book, and she was the first person to put a person in MRI and see their brains light up. When they get likes and all that.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like it's like people fabricating their lives to a point where it's unattainable. Where you want to,
unattainable or attainable?
Unattainable.
Okay.
Where being consistent, what's that thing people say? My cousin would always say this. She's like, if you never posted, it never happened. And I never.
That's so true.
And I never, well, yeah, I get it, but I never like went by that. I said, I know what happened because I was there.
Right.
And I don't care if nobody knows. Like, it's my life experience. And it's, for me, I get excited because it's a story I could share with somebody. Right. Oh, I did this, like what we're doing now.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's what I enjoyed. Like,
the
human interaction, that the raw human interaction.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I do look at like my stories and then like look at like 187 looked at your story. I'm just like, yeah.
No, I'm the same way.
You're stroking yourself. Yeah.
Oh, he went there.
Jesus.
Like, or whenever I post an Instagram story,
penis joke.
Like if I don't get,
you should cut our penis jokes. I have a tally. Hasn't been that many though.
No, there hasn't actually. It's only like 2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because last time there's a little bit more.
There was a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah, that was our second.
There was like
joke.
4 of them.
Sorry, there's a good amount of penis jokes last time, but this time there's only 2. Counting.
So far.
But yeah. Like when, even when I post something on social media or like on Instagram, if I don't get a good amount of likes by a certain point, I actually delete it.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah, I actually delete the post because I'm so self-conscious about the likes. So I actually haven't even posted in the whole entire year.
Yeah, I think honestly we're in the growing phase of like knowing how to like handle social media because it shifted so rapidly and intensely because it was like, okay, MySpace, blah blah blah, but now people it's like a fucking life portfolio. Yeah.
But the thing is that like we grew up with photo albums. Like we grew up with multiple pictures of things, but now when you like take a picture for an app or for your own profile, your online profile, you'd still take a million photos, but you only pick the best one because that's all you want to show.
Yeah, it's called the social media filter.
I want to see that raw life. I'll join social media when there's like that raw.
I think
that raw life, like
What do you mean?
I'm underpaid or I'm dating a loser, but I'm still with him because I don't want to be alone. Like when people actually put the real life.
I think no one's gonna do that because you don't do that like naturally,
now,
just like right here, like in person, because like there needs to be like a sense of understanding, like things.
Well, you do that with your friends.
Things taking out of context, like
if
there's no context,
so
like like and like saying like like I
don't know why I'm dating him.
It's like if anybody like looked at the Gold Link post about Mac Miller, it sounds like he's like talking shit about him, but like I can see that it's in a very endearing form. But I don't know if you guys know about that. But things can just get put in different context.
It can be misconstrued.
It's a very volatile space.
It is.
It's a very volatile space, like especially like with like Facebook comments and all that stuff.
Oh,
like,
they could be taken out of extreme amount of context.
Yeah.
Even texting.
Even text
can be taken out of context.
Yeah.
Because there's no like tone of voice.
There's no emotion.
The only tone of voice that you can have over text is all caps, or how many exclamation points can you fucking put after it.
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
Not like a hey, but like a hey.
Or
like, hello, why?
No.
He said it with 5 E's. Oh no.
Or how do you do like a depressed hey? Like hey.
Just a H-E-Y, but not even capitalized.
H-E-Y, no period.
No period and lowercase.
There should
lowercase
be,
H?
No. There should be a counter to the exclamation point. Like, when you read that, hey!
No, it's a dot.
It's just dot.
Yeah. No, it's called
dot.
Ellipses.
Hey.
Ellipses, not an ampersand. Ellipses. The dot. Hey. But that one's just sus to me. I'm just like, what?
What the fuck do you want to talk to me about?
Yes.
I'm gonna text you later on. Hey. Dot.
Hello.
These are really nice mics, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna fucking buy some for my own recording.
I appreciate it.
Yo, check it. Ooh,
they
are a pop filter in front of it.
Oh yeah, the pop filter. And we have different options. There's the thin one and then the bigger one. I like the bigger one. He also likes the bigger one. It looks cooler.
Who wants some Wingstop?
Ooh, I like Wingstop.
Let's get Wingstop.
I'm down
right now. What's your?
How long have we been at it?
Oh, actually, dude, trip out.
What? 2 hours.
2 hours, 14 minutes.
Oh my God.
You have so much content to cut.
Really? I thought it was raw. I thought it was good. Like I wasn't even thinking about it.
You're gonna set it off in 2 hours?
No, it's
like a whole 2 hours?
No, it's I'm gonna upload it that way.
And as a 2 hour thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you want me to cut it? And
no. I mean, like I would think that you would like.
There's a part where I did say your guys' workplace, so please be sure to cut that out.
I was gonna leave it. You didn't say the specifics. It's like super broad. I remember. I'll hear it and
I would cut it out.
Yeah.
Talk about mental health and then.
Yeah. But we didn't say anything.
Because HIPAA shit.
Yeah.
HIPAA shit, and just to protect your guys' identity.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Well, people are gonna know who we are. It's just work wise.
Imagine someone trying to tell me, but I know where you work.
No, but it was broad. I'll hear it and then I'll note down what time it came. But whatever. It's gonna be edited out.
What was your last question that you?
Oh yeah. That's the finisher.
What was it?
The finisher.
That's this. I have an ending question.
Something about white people.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be about white people.
Okay.
What about white people?
So
sorry, I'm sorry. I should not have done that. Sorry.
What about white people?
Wow. It's okay. See, I have. You know what? I have no qualm saying that because the matrix of domination doesn't work like that. Because if we say something about them, it's not necessarily anything racist. It's just ignorant.
Yeah,
that's true.
More or less.
I like having fun.
Okay.
Let's just go that way. That's why I started this.
All right, last question.
But yeah, I get it. You want to leave already. No, joking.
Come on, bro. I'm hungry.
A boy's hungry.
So this
you
is...
said Wingstop. You said Wingstop.
At the end of every section, whatever, podcast.
Yeah.
I want to end it with a question.
Uh-huh.
And there's a different one, but this is one I want to give you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, with me. Okay, for sure. I love surprises.
But this is like the universal one I'm going to use for a couple of people. I just can't use it to every guest. That's why.
That's totally fine.
So, what is the first thing you would do if you wake up being a white man?
Okay.
For that. What's the first thing you would do if you wake up being a white man?
Do I still have my consciousness intact?
You're just a white man.
Damn, that's wild. Oh,
blonde hair, green eyes, light skin.
Low-key, I'd be.
Bro. That's a really loaded question.
Yeah,
I'd be.
I know what I would do.
I like low-key would be so crushed. I like being Filipino. I know. I like really like. No. This is how I would feel. This is the first thing I would.
Honestly, you know why?
I would just be so. Oh my god, I love my white people. But
I love white women.
I just be so disappointed if I didn't have my consciousness.
No, you're like, you. It's just you happen to be your consciousness, your mind.
A really good looking white guy.
You're like a stereotypical white guy. Like you wear.
Oh my god, I would be so. I have anxiety, hella, because like, I can definitely sense a lot of white people trying to like make up for the wrongdoings of like their ancestors.
I kind of hate that too.
Do you hate it? I kind of like it.
Irritating.
No, it is, but like it's. I know that it's a frustrating thing for everybody like that's involved within that situation. But
like, I hate when people say I hate my whiteness. Dude, I've had people at Cal State when I was at Cal State. There was a few white girls.
That
like
they say
stereotypical white, like blonde hair.
Listen, eyes. Like love your like, fucking self.
Yeah, like they would literally say, "I hate my whiteness. It's disgusting." And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
That's a real. You're not bullshitting me right now.
No, that's the real shit. Like I know literally. I won't say their names, but I went 3 years that I was at Cal State. We had multiple classes. We were good friends with these two white girls. And then by white, I mean Caucasian, like green eyes, blonde, like
white Anglo-Saxon, Protestant,
yeah, everything white.
Wow. Back to the question. I mean, like,
because I know what I would do. Like, I think I would just chill. I wouldn't do anything different. But like, there's like some things like I would go up to a cop and say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Oh, you mean like test some shit?
No, like I would test some shit. Like that's what I would do.
Like start fighting him. Like
no,
I know he's not
start fighting him, but I want to start fighting him.
But, no, it's kind of like the same vein. It's like if
ask him for address.
If you ask a girl like what you would do if like you turn to a dude, they immediately be like, "Whip my dick around." Like, like that. That is what they say all the time. I'm just like, what is with you guys and penises? Well, I know why, but like.
We're weird creatures.
Yeah, it is a weird thing.
It's like our first toy.
It's like a weird thing.
It's our first toy.
It's like what is
the
this
first
thing?
toy? It's the one thing that it's always been there for us and will always be there for it.
Yeah.
With that
it used to be
my
joystick. Like when I used to pretend I was a fighter pilot.
You know what?
The third penis joke comes.
Honestly, I think you know.
But those are facts.
No. Wait. How about this? I think if the question was what would you the first thing you would do as a woman, I'd definitely have more things to say. But I'm gonna leave off with this. I don't have anything to say about that because it wouldn't really because I don't know. It's a different skin, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone's humans. There's more of a distinction between men and women than we do with fucking skin color.
Yeah.
Like
that's true. But I don't want to bring the woman.
Oh no!
Just because if you say something, people might take it the wrong way.
Really now?
Yeah. So for me, it's just like I might ask a police officer for that. Like, oh, I'm lost. Where's this street at? I would never do that now.
I can't really think of anything too funny to do if I was white.
Too funny, just rip off a cop.
No, that's literally just my feelings. Like if I kept the same consciousness and I was white, I love being Filipino, so
you should. I'm not saying you're not.
I'm not saying that you're saying anything either. Yeah. I'm just saying that like
God damn.
I'm just saying like I'd be kind of disappointed. I'd be kind of disappointed.
Like, I'm just vanilla.
I know.
I
like my culture. See, I feel kind of bad. It's just
I like being a mocha almond fudge. You know what I'm saying?
It's the culture because
like,
culture.
I don't care, yeah.
See the I guess like the running joke is like just white people don't have like culture, which is like I guess
that's very
It's like a yes and no. It's like a yes and no. It's just so muddled now, and it's like the American culture isn't necessarily like the healthiest thing ever either. So there's nothing
physically.
I think there's nothing to be. Like in my eyes, I don't feel like there's anything to be prideful about the American culture per se, but I fucking love being Filipino. Like I fucking love just the fact that we're very loving people and like this and that, and to lose that because of a change of skin color would fucking.
Well, I just said for a day, so it's
just for a day.
Yeah, just for a day.
Oh, I thought it was forever.
No, for a day.
If I was white,
just have fun with it. Check your credit score.
Does that change your?
Go to the car dealership, maybe get test drive.
Well, I mean, like if you, I don't know, like, your credit score wouldn't change though.
I know.
Still be the
next
same.
it does. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna leave off with that. I like being Filipino, so.
I hope you do.
I do.
I like being.
I really do.
I like being Latino.
I love my white people. Shout out to y'all. This has been Wings and Things.
Yeah.
I love dating white women. This has
been Wings and Things.
The things.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get so much hate mail from like all this fucking conversation we had because
actually
sometimes I just like speak out of my.
We welcome the debates. It's all good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, nothing bad was said. It was all this is just for fun at the end of the day. Just interact with with good company with friends.
My opinions are my opinions.
Yeah. So we'll call it a day.
And scene. Do you have an end like an outro?
No. We just say everybody have a good day. Thank you for listening to us. Have a good day.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Oh God. It smells so fresh still. Also, I feel like I'm fucking yelling right now.